The field is lined. Let's do this, Tuscaloosa. This is Hillcrest football on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
He's on fire tonight, breaks the tackle. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, he's in the end zone. Yes. Touchdown, Patriots.
For live video stream, catch all the action this season on YouTube Live and NFHS Network. For live audio stream, tune in to Mixlr.com. That's MIXLR.com. And now, to the Bama Stuff broadcast booth with Brent Jones, Brad Armstrong, Brian Pirano, and the Hillcrest Football Broadcast crew on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
All right, welcome to Roy Johnson Stadium on the campus of Hillcrest High School. It's hashtag HOCO 2025. Brent Jones, Brad Armstrong, Brian Pirano, and the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network crew here with you, ready to bring you all of tonight's action as we are here for this incredibly important region game against the Prattville Lions. It is a huge one, guys, and I am pumped.
Definitely, Brent. You know, I was telling some folks today, and I know you three know this a little bit before your time, Brent, but I think this is at least the biggest regular season game since 2011 when an undefeated Hillcrest played an undefeated Northridge with Bo Scarborough on that team. So, you know, we came out victorious that day, and this game is at least equal to that in how important it is, not just for us as a community, but as far as the implications moving forward the rest of the season. So I was telling you, Brent and Brad, I've been nervous all day, you know, and I always tell the kids, you know, if you're not nervous, it means you don't care.
Right.
It's a good thing, but I'm excited that we're 27 minutes from kickoff finally.
Yeah, for sure. And the atmosphere is just electric here because not only is it a huge, huge game, it's also homecoming, which adds to the excitement and the electricity in the air. Honestly, I have to tell you, and I don't know, you guys can think back on your experience with high school football. This is the most electric and important game that I have ever experienced following a blowout.
Funny thing is,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's what's funny to me. Regardless of the previous game,
it doesn't matter.
It's a huge game regardless, because I was walking up the stands with somebody up here to the press box, and I remember I was saying, guys, this is the biggest game we've had on this campus, most meaningful game that we've had on this campus in several years. So, obviously, it's not a real playoff game.
But it's
however,
like a playoff game.
the implications are playoff-like.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, so, guys, we're going to do things a little bit out of order here. We're not going to talk so much right now in this very first segment because we're about to go to the Coach Jamie Mitchell show because we have some other things that we've added to the pregame that we have to get to. So right now we're going to go to the Coach Jamie Mitchell show and hear what he has to say. Coach Jamie Mitchell, take it away. Hello and welcome to the Coach Jamie Mitchell pregame show. Coach Mitchell, this is going to be brief. 56-10, lost to Thompson last week, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter because the two games we have remaining are what it's all about.
Yeah, you know, I think if you talk to any of our coaches, you know, from day one, our very first staff meeting, we've talked about that. You know, our whole goal this year was to win every game we won last year plus one. We felt like that would get us into the playoffs, and here we sit. You know, we've won every game we won last year plus one that we didn't win. With the last two coming up that we did win last year, if we can replicate what we did a year ago, we feel like we're going to be in great shape to get in the playoffs. And that alone would just be a massive, massive successful season for us.
Now, there are, of course, obviously several region games left between the matchups that are still remaining. But with the standings the way they are now, if we were to win these final two games, are we guaranteed a spot, or are there other things that could happen?
Yeah, there's still some other things could happen, but we feel really good about that situation. You know, if we win these last two, really, I don't think that it's going to matter what happens in some of the other ones. Now, there's no guarantees to that, but we feel we've done a lot of homework on the tiebreak situation. We feel like we're going to be in good shape with that. But like I say, there's no guarantees. But what we do controls Friday night in Prattville, and we're gonna, if that one, we don't get that one, it's not gonna matter. So this is we've talked. I don't know that I've looked forward to a game more than this one in a long time. I know how it is a big football game for our program, and just hoping and praying that we'll have a successful night.
Yeah, and it comes at a good time too because of the fall break, and you've got more time with your players this week to prepare for this really big, meaningful game.
That's been really important for us this week. For our coaches and our players. We've had Monday and Tuesday where we're able to devote a ton of time to nothing but football that we typically wouldn't have on a regular school day. So it could not have come at a better time and a better week for us. And like you say, we get extra time with our players and certainly as our coaching staff, more time to prepare. And we're hoping that we'll see some fruit from that on Friday.
Now you're facing a team that's a little bit different from what you faced last year in Prattville. Last year in Prattville, honestly, we had a pretty easy time with them at their place. But this is a different football team coming off that big win, 24-21 over Hewitt-Trussville, which was very surprising. But they're showing that they've got something to offer there, don't they?
Absolutely. They got a new head football coach. They went out and got some good players, and they've plugged a lot of new faces in and that are doing some really good things for them. And, it's cool. You kind of see them grow and find their identity. And then, of course, in the Hewitt game, Hewitt snaps the ball over the punter's head twice, and they recover those two in the end zone for 14 of their points,
Okay.
So Hewitt certainly helped them. But, as Coach Carr and I were talking the other day at Prattville, in games like that you're not going to be the favored opponent. You got to have some plays go your way, and they did. So and then they played certainly good enough to win the ball game. So they're a very different football team and a really talented football team. And we're going to have to play at the top of our game. And but heck, we're super excited about this one.
Can't wait, Coach. It's homecoming. It's a huge game. I can't imagine a better atmosphere to be set up at Roy Johnson Stadium.
You and I have talked about that so many times. I just don't think people realize how important it is for us to get this one at home, and really the last two at home. Man, it just makes such a difference in our daily experience when we get a chance to play at home. And our kids are so comfortable here, and our routine is so good here. We have such a great setup and fan base that we couldn't ask for a better situation in that standpoint. And I know we'll have a huge crowd here Friday night, and homecoming always adds to that. So it'll be an electric environment.
Can't wait. It's going to be great. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, welcome back to Roy Johnson Stadium and Homecoming 2025 here at Hillcrest as we await this night's game between the Hillcrest Patriots and the Prattville Lions. Guys, I want to go ahead and move straight to our keys to victory. So, Kylie, if you would, bring up those keys to victory, brought to you by Alabama Express. Keys to victory. Keys to victory. There you go. Brought to you by Alabama Express. And first of all, we have Hillcrest. And the first key that we have, guys, is eliminate mistakes.
I just think this game is going to be really tight. I think both teams understand the implications of the game. I think both teams have a really good football team. I think that any mistake can change the course of who wins or loses. So it can be magnified by a turnover that, and the turnover battle is going to be huge. So the turnover ratio is going to be, if this team's +1, then I think anything, if you're the plus team, man, you have a huge chance to win tonight and a huge advantage. Which that's pretty normal. I'm just saying tonight it's going to be magnified because the game's going to be really close.
Absolutely. The next one is to bounce back mentally. That's a pretty big blow to take with the big loss to Thompson last week, just obliterating Hillcrest, and to get your confidence back and bounce back mentally.
Yeah, Brent, and I think we kind of touched on it right before the Coach Jamie Mitchell show that this is the game. So I think that bounce-back mentality may be a little easier for our guys simply because they know the significance of this game. We were talking, all three of us talked to coaches this week, and, Coach Mitchell told me the boys understand what the magnitude of this game is. So obviously last week, and obviously you and I were there, from start to finish, we really, really didn't play extremely well. And obviously, Thompson has an incredible team. So I think the boys will be back there. Like Brad said, I think part of that bounce-back mentality is taking care of the ball, though, to make sure that we don't have that, oh, no, here we go again feeling.
And the final key to victory that we have for Hillcrest is to use this home field advantage.
Well, I think you have to use any advantage. And so even though the home field advantage might not be something that's real significant in a high school football game, the comfort that you have of staying in your locker room, you didn't have to make the bus trip. Right. But as far as the game goes, I don't think there are a whole lot of advantages of the field or knowing the nuances of the wind or anything like that. I think it's all about you got to dress in your locker room. You didn't have to ride a bus to the visiting stadium, and you didn't have to eat a meal out of a box.
Right.
And so those are the advantages, and you've got to take advantage of it because you've got to take advantage of anything that you can.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so let's look at the keys for Prattville now. And the first key we have is that they need to prove that Hewitt game, the big win that they had last week against Hewitt, was no fluke. And it was legitimate.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people are looking at that. And, a couple of the touchdowns were not clean on offense. So, there's a lot of people in the state and maybe some people in this booth sometimes that are like, wow, did that game really matter as much as we think because Prattville just went down there. Hewitt just went down there, didn't really take it seriously, though. So Prattville, it's almost like after you get a break of serve, Brent, you got to hold serve to validate that. It's the same idea right there where if they win these two back-to-back, Hewitt then us, that shows how good they truly are.
The other thing, and the way that Prattville scored two of their touchdowns, 14 out of the 24 points that were scored by Prattville were by way of special teams miscues by Hewitt.
Snaps over the punter's
head.
But
look, here's the thing that you also have to take into consideration. Hillcrest didn't do that, and Prattville still scored 10 points on offense that Hillcrest didn't score against Hewitt.
True.
And so those are things that people might say, well, there were 14 points scored by Prattville in a fluky way. Well, that may be true, but points are points, and nobody looks at that.
They won the game,
That's correct.
regardless of how you look at it. Now, in winning that game, you kind of get full of yourself, and you may get a little bit cocky thinking, hey, well, Prattville beat Hillcrest 24-0. We beat Hueytown. I'm sorry. Hewitt beat Hillcrest 24-0. We beat Hewitt 24-21. We got this. And their next key is don't get cocky based on that.
Yeah, most definitely. And if you're Prattville, kind of like you want to make sure you prove it, but at the same time, you don't want to start reading your own press too much, though. I think an analogy for us would be that huge win against Hoover, right? One of the biggest wins in the history of our school, regardless of sport. Then the next week we have to go in face Vestavia. Did not go nearly as well. So oftentimes you get that win, and I think at the very least you have a sense of satisfaction and relaxation. And if Prattville comes there to Roy Johnson tonight, I like the good guys' chances, Brent.
Yeah, and the next one really just kind of flows immediately into that with their key to build on last week. Instead of letting it go to your head, build on that.
Yeah, most definitely. They've got to. The game last week.
You can go ahead and finish.
The game last week doesn't mean anything if they end up losing this, because just like us, Prattville, they have an outside shot at making the playoffs. We kind of control our destiny a little bit more, and we'll get into that in a second. But this is not only a big game for us, Prattville knows it's just as big.
Right. Okay. So we've got the JROTC coming on the floor, coming on the field with the flag corps, and we're about to have our national anthem. So we'll take a quick break for that. Let you listen to the national anthem brought to you by the Pride of Patriot Parkway Marching Band, and we'll return with the Mark Nelson pregame show right after that. All right, the Pride of Patriot Parkway marching band sounding awesome as always. But continuing on with our keys, I think we're pretty set on what these two teams need to do. Here's something that I noticed in just doing a little bit of research on Prattville, Brian and Brad, is that they almost seem like a mirror image of Hillcrest football team this year with their results against the teams that they played.
Well, the region record's the same. So
yeah, it is. And Brian and I were talking about it earlier today. They've won the games they were supposed to win, and they've won them convincingly, just as Hillcrest has.
Right.
And they have lost the games that they're supposed to lose, just as Hillcrest has, except for one. They stole one that they were not supposed to win, just as Hillcrest did. So these are kind of mirror image teams playing each other here tonight.
Well, I think, here's the thing, too. I think the teams will play similar styles of football. You know, there's a second quarterback that we didn't see for Prattville at the very beginning of the season. And I think the quarterback that you'll see tonight will be a little bit different than what I watched against Pike Road to begin the season. And I think that he'll be a lot more athletic, a lot more accurate downfield passer. And so the players, obviously they're high school kids, but at the same time, you're right in so many ways. Not just about results, but about the philosophy and the way the teams play.
Yeah, for sure. Brian and I were talking about this earlier today, and this wasn't really mentioned in our keys to the game, but I think it's something that we should mention. We talked in the beginning of the season about Jordan Chambly and his gunslinger mentality, to just let it loose and not think so much, and he just worries about it and just plays the game. But I feel like we kind of need him to adopt that mentality a little bit more than he has throughout the season. Right, Brian?
Yeah, Jordan, before the year, we kept hearing, Bryson is this calculated young man who's never going to make a mistake, and Jordan's willing to go out there and throw the ball around a little bit. And I was kind of, sifting through some stats on the week when the kids were not here, and I looked at it. Jordan's only thrown one interception this year, so I think at times it may be Jordan may need to allow these wide receivers to make a play. You think about somebody like Caden Smith, who here in that north end zone just a couple weeks ago made one of the best catches I've ever seen in person against half of Tuscaloosa County. So maybe at times Jordan needs to chunk the ball up, especially to our SEC commit, and allow them to make some plays. Oftentimes these new kids, they're cautious. They don't want to make that big error. And something I have to keep telling myself, Jordan, he's only played 8 varsity games as a starter. So it's not like this young man has been a starter for the majority of his career.
Right. And going back to what you were saying about Caden Smith, get the ball in his hands.
Sure.
I mean, sure, sometimes it might be an incomplete pass. It might be a 2 or 3 yard gain. But you get the ball in his hands enough, and the percentages go up, and you're going to have a big play.
Definitely, Brent.
All right, Brad, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this pregame opportunity to check into what we do every year at this time as the playoffs are impending, and we are going to go to Brad Catology. There it is, Brad Catology. We have our beautiful graphic on the screen with the bracket in the background and all the helmets from our region. Notice the tiny helmet up there in the right because they're pretty much insignificant in this.
I think each of the helmet sizes represent the importance level to us.
That's what I was going for in making the graphic.
I
But go ahead, talk to us about Hillcrest and their opportunity to make the playoffs and what it's going to take for Hillcrest to make the playoffs and what needs to happen otherwise around the region.
Well, Brent, obviously it starts tonight. The game against Prattville is huge. Hillcrest sitting at 3-2. Prattville sitting at 3-2. Vestavia at 3-2. And then somebody else is 3-2,
well,
and I can't remember.
Hewitt is.
Thank you.
Hewitt, Vestavia, Hoover, and Prattville all 3-2. We're 2-3 right now, right? We're not right.
We're 2-3.
Yeah, we've lost to Vestavia, we've lost to Hoover, and Hewitt.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Obviously.
Well, you know what's funny?
Yep.
The State Athletic Association. Yep. You're right. But the funny thing is, they have it wrong.
Do they really?
They sure do. They have Prattville, Hillcrest, Oak Mountain, Vestavia all at 3-2, and they have Hoover at 2-3. Hewitt at 5-0, Thompson 4-1. Now, obviously, that's incorrect, but it threw me.
Right.
But you're right. Well, regardless, because
they have Hewitt at 5-1. Well, they lost last week, right?
Right.
How about that?
So, the thing is, obviously the game starts tonight. If we win this game, we win against Hoke Mountain next week, then the problem is that we would I'm sorry, I lost my focus.
That's okay.
Websites.
That's okay.
We'd be 4-3. And obviously the other part of this is Hoover we beat. Hoover needs to beat Vestavia.
Right.
Now, that game won't take place until next week. Okay?
Unless they beat Thompson tonight.
Correct,
and
which
then,
would be a
and that's
huge
correct.
upset.
There's just so many moving pieces left.
Well, and the other interesting part about this, guys, is the region with which we match up, Region 2. And right now, those regions are the top three teams, or excuse me, Central Phoenix City is undefeated at 5-0 in region play.
Right.
The next three teams beyond that, Auburn, Carver, and Opelika, are all tied for second at 4-1. Now, decipher that. Well, I'd need more time. You know?
Yeah.
The thing is, they've all kind of beaten up on each other, but at the same time, the next two nights, Auburn plays Carver and Opelika plays Phoenix City. And then next week, you're going to see those top four teams kind of mix match again. And so we don't even know if we qualify for the playoffs. Number one, where do we even go? No one knows. Obviously, I think the assumption, and it's difficult to assume, you know what they say?
Yes, I do.
It's just difficult. That's all they say.
Yes.
But the point is, a lot of us have talked about Auburn would likely be the 2 seed. And if we could somehow get in a three-way tie with Hoover and Vestavia, then there becomes all this math that becomes involved. How many wins did the opponents of Hoover have? How many wins did the opponents of Vestavia have? And so, you know, a non-region, by the way. And so you got to look, and Brian's the one that has been really into this, Westfield, I can't remember
It's West Side, South Carolina.
West Side, South Carolina.
The team that Vestavia defeated in week 0, 35-7.
We're going to care.
Yep.
If they win or lose.
I look at their scores every week.
Yep. And we're it's going to matter to Hillcrest if West Side wins or loses in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, if anybody's wondering, we are not West Side fans, okay? If you're looking for somebody to root for in South Carolina, root against West Side High School near Greenville, South Carolina.
Well, and basically, and Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, I think what we want, number one, we want Hoover to beat Vestavia. Number two, we would love for Hoover to end up with more total wins of their opponents, because then the three-way tie basically eliminates Vestavia. It puts us against Hoover, which we would have the head-to-head. It'd make us the 3 seed, and we'd travel to a 2 seed from Region 2, which is somebody not named Phoenix City.
We think.
Yes,
but
we think.
With this week and next week and all those important games you previously mentioned, Brad, there are so many moving pieces with this. It's really even tough to wrap your brain around with this much left of the season.
Yeah, really, it's crazy because there's only 2 games left.
Yes.
And it's still just so
there's
up
2
in
games
the air.
for us, but there's 3 games total, right?
Oh, that's
so,
right, because
so
we
3
haven't.
weeks,
Oh, you're right.
So
here's the other thing, and obviously it matters if we win. We need to beat Prattville.
Right.
But, guys, Hoover already beat Prattville handily.
Right.
And so, obviously, look, I'm not trying to say, I realize if we lose the game, it does complicate some things. However, if there is some sort of tiebreaker that involves Prattville, Hillcrest, Hoover, then, because that's a 3-way tie too, if Prattville ends up beating us, it's probably a moot point, but it still matters. So it's just a really convoluted mess. All I know is for sure that we need to win the game tonight.
That's all I know.
And we need Prattville to lose the game tonight.
So now you're totally clear on exactly what you need to know, thanks to the expertise of Brad Catology.
Well, Brian Brano and I talk about this a lot.
Like Brad and I we were talking about it a little bit last night, to where
it's just crazy. It's just too hard to understand.
It sounds complicated, but when you actually get down there and look at it, to me, it's not very complicated.
Well, the main thing is that Hillcrest needs to win tonight.
That's all that matters.
They need to win next week, and the chances of making the playoffs increase significantly.
That's all that matters.
If those
all this
two
other
things
stuff
happen.
is just noise. All that matters right now is this week. Heck, the first play of the game, the coin flip. So, oh Lord, I'm excited, boys.
I'm also really, really nervous.
I've been telling people all day and all week, like, I can feel my nerves. Like, I woke up this morning, I don't know, I usually get up about 6:15, and it was about 5:15, and I couldn't go back to sleep just because I'm so excited and ready and nervous about this game.
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, Coach.
Yeah. Well, here's the other interesting thing about today, and obviously throw this into the mix. This has been homecoming week, and so there's this part of every employee at Hillcrest High School that has a sense of elation, because basically when you get to the football game, homecoming week is kind of over.
Thank goodness.
Now, all the festivities.
Let me interrupt you for just a second here, Brad. And there you go. I was about to tell Darius to focus in because we got the Alabama coin toss happening here. But once we get that focused in there, go ahead and continue that thought.
Well, I was just saying, you know, there are mixed emotions. Part of me is really, really excited that homecoming week is over. And then the other part of me is really nervous and excited about the football game tonight.
Yeah, for sure. All right, the Hillcrest captains for tonight. We have big number 95, Ethan. No, I'm sorry. That's
93.
not. That's
55.
55.
93.
Yeah, we got Cameron Hollingsworth.
93, Cameron Hollingsworth. I saw that as 95.
And then right here, 55, Brent, is Jamarius Jackson.
All right,
that kid.
And
then number 11, Austin Cherry. And then number 18, Jackson Metz.
all right, looks like the
There's
coin was.
the toss.
Oh my gosh, that
It
was
looks
new.
like Prattville won the toss.
I almost tripped over cords and took a header there, but
No,
I
it's
was
okay.
with my incredible balance, I was able to regain myself.
So Hillcrest will Prattville won the toss. And Hillcrest will get the ball. Prattville declined, of course. By the way, the captains for Prattville tonight, I don't really know who all they are, except for big number 8, Andre Brown, is listed as a defensive back. But he's about 6'4".
If he's one of their DBs, Brad, we're in trouble.
Yeah,
So,
he's a big kid.
you know, this is a big opening drive for George for these boys. You know, we're putting pressure on our offense right now. Prattville this year has traditionally been a lot stronger on their offensive side of the ball. So, you know, every possession, I know it goes for every game, but especially here, every possession's going to matter. You know, sometimes it's going to be as important to just score as it is stop them, because it'll be interesting to see how well our defense is able to stop the Prattville Lions this season.
All right, here comes the Hillcrest Patriots under the banner, reaching up and slapping the banner as they go by and making their way to the home sideline. On the opposite side of the field, the Prattville Lions breaking through theirs in their white uniforms with the maroon numbers and the maroon helmets. Love the look of Hillcrest tonight with the all Columbia blue,
Brad,
with the
you
pants,
can-
the jersey, and the helmet.
Yeah.
Brad, you speak to this. Our flags are a heck of a lot better than theirs. Look at those little things right there,
Hey,
right?
listen.
I mean, our flags, they could cover up the whole field.
Well,
though.
they have
Oh,
one
yes.
more letter, but that's still no
But
excuse.
our
right?
flags are about twice the size. Now, I will say, if our flag game is any sort of indication about the night's game, then we've got
We've
this one
thumbs up.
covered. Yep.
We got
And
new
look,
flags this
well,
week, Brett.
we
So
did.
that's kind of the big deal of why we're so excited.
Oh, we have new flags.
have
Oh,
new
that were debuted at the pep rally.
Yes,
That's exactly
and
right.
afternoon,
one
yeah.
that you haven't seen yet
Yep.
is the Power H.
Yep.
And it's gigantic.
Okay,
So
can't
I'm not
wait.
sure we have a lot of people that are students at Hillcrest High School can even wave that thing.
You know, the importance of this first drive. We talk about the importance of the first drive and getting the ball back to start the second half, which kind of throws the importance of the team who has the ball first in the game. The urgency to get a score out of that first drive to make that matter and kind of balance that out. Would you agree with that?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, this first drive, you know, like I was saying a second ago, it's going to set the tone, and if it does turn into a shootout, it's making sure that we're the ones firing the first bullets, though.
All right, we got Austin Cherry. We have Caden Smith. And we have Jacoby Harris back deep for the Patriots. Tiger Rock kickoff coming your way by way of the foot of the kicker, number 11, who is not.
Well, he's on there. It's Paxton
Is he?
Genola.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. Total leather. And it's a high, deep kick that lands near the back of the end zone. Wow, that could be a factor here tonight, guys.
Yeah, Brent, I was watching him warm up, and the young man, and I don't know if he's the punter as well, but both of their specialists, you know, number 11 right there, Paxton Ganola, and number 45, Bryson Thomas. Well, that's the long snapper. Both of them very influential and very impressive in warm-ups.
Well, the kicker, Paxton, you know, he came out there, and Ganola, I hope we're saying that correctly. Ganola. We'll
One
go
or
with
two.
Ganola. If anybody
Okay.
knows it's correct, what's correct, email me.
All right, here we go. Chambly takes the snap, slings it out here to the left side to Caden Smith. It's in his hands. He only picks up about 3 yards. But you know, like what we were saying, you get the ball in his hands. The more you do, the more likely you are to have a big play from him.
Well, anytime we can get 3 one-on-one on the outside with the ball, I like our chances. Nice job by number 1, their defensive back right there, Damian Dickerson, bringing Caden down, not letting him get any room.
They'll give him 3. It'll make it 2nd down and 7 for the Pats. Jordan under center, the toss sweep to Jacoby. Jacoby tries to work his way through the line. He's only able to pick up about a yard. And we'll give him 2 and call it 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 5, Brent, after that.
Third, I'm sorry.
That's okay. But, I think number 5 is somebody we're going to try to get the ball to as well. Just speaking to a couple of our coaches this week overall, I think getting some of our playmakers the ball in space, like we talked about in the pregame, is a big, we really want to get that going. It's a big factor in this game.
Big 3rd down play right away. Jordan will take it on the quarterback keeper, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down by about a yard at the 29-yard line. Now, last week, we had this big 3rd down play on our first possession, and Coach Mitchell chose not to go for it on 4th down. We talked about that. Looks like his decision now is to go for it to try to keep this drive alive here on 4th down and 1. So a huge play right off the bat for the Hillcrest offense. Jordan looks to the sidelines. Maybe they're just going to try to draw them off sides. We'll see. The play clock down under 10 now. Jordan takes the snap, tries to drive forward on the quarterback sneak, and he has got it.
Yes,
he falls forward to the 33, 34-yard line. Enough for a huge Stephen Fikes 1st down right here to start off this game.
I love that call. I think that says a lot about what your intentions are tonight, and also the trust that you have in your offensive line against a really, really good defensive line, by the way, guys. We'll talk more about that throughout tonight's broadcast.
Jordan under center, takes the snap, the sweep for Jacoby around right in. Not much room there as he is brought down right at about the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Going forward on 4th and 1 there. Brian, do you remember last week the first time we had the ball?
I do.
It was in our territory. We had it 3rd and 1. He elected to punt. He talked about that, and I could just sense it that he was saying, man, I wish I had gone for that. It might have changed the complexion of the game, and I think that influenced his call right there.
No doubt, Brent. Big play, picked up the 1st down, gives us a 2nd set of chains.
Jordan in shotgun now on 2nd down and 9. The snap, the option play. Jordan cuts it upfield, and he's able to pick up about 4 yards to the 38, which will make it 3rd down and 5 once again.
I like that play call. With Jordan running the ball several times throughout the season, he seems to pick up definite yardage. It's like a guaranteed this amount of distance that you've achieved. So whenever you do that, it sets yourself up for a much better 3rd down situation.
Jordan shotgun again, 3 wide receivers to the right side. He takes the snap. He rolls out a little bit to his right. It's completed and past the sticks. The completion there to the Pats, number 8, Trent Curley. That's another Stephen Fikes 1st down, and the Pats keep the opening drive going.
That's a really nice ball.
I agree. What's a good call? Don't y'all think? I mean, he was wide open right there. A good play, picked up 5-6 yards right there. Great job by Coach Mitchell with the design there. Also giving Jordan a very easy throw early on, hopefully getting him in a groove for the last 3.5 quarters.
Interesting formation here, guys. Everything to the boundary, and then the shift.
2 players shift from the right side of the line to the left. Jordan takes the snap. He's going to keep it around left end. He's being pursued, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds deep back about 6 yards to the 39-yard line, making it 2nd down and 16.
That's a tough spot there. I mean, I'm not questioning the spot. I'm sorry. Tough position for. Why am I feel like I'm echoing?
I hear the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just something with the sound.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
okay. Yep.
I think we're good.
Jordan trying to, of course, outrun everybody from Prattville defense is just not able to do it. A lot of times, Hillcrest, over the years of Jamie Mitchell's tenure, they do like to run to the boundary, that time to the field, and just wasn't able to get around the edge of the Prattville defense. They really did a good job stringing it out, and then, of course, forcing Hillcrest to lose 3 or 4 yards there.
And we have an injury on the field, but the Prattville player, number 2, let's see, that is TJ Hall, the linebacker, making his way to the sidelines. He's okay, fortunately, able to get off under his own power. So it will be 2nd down and 16 now for the Pats after the loss on the previous play. See if the Pats can extend this drive. Got a couple of plays to get a good 16 yards. Jordan in shotgun.
Plenty of time, boys.
Bunch receivers here to the left. A swing out to the right side intended for Omari Taylor, incomplete. That'll make it 3rd down and 16.
That's a really difficult throw to the flats with your running back kind of running a wheel route, but you've got to have a little bit of touch. Jordan Shanley can just about make any throw in the book, but at the same time, you got to have some touch to make some of those, and that wasn't there on that play.
All right, here we go. Huge 3rd and 16 play. Line of scrimmage, the Pats' 39-yard line. They need to get to the 46 of Prattville. Jordan in trouble, and he fumbles it, and it is still on the ground and scooped up by Prattville, and he is going to take it down the sidelines, 35 yards for the touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Disaster early on, guys.
Definitely. Ball security was not good. Prattville took advantage. But look, that's what Prattville does. They did it against Hewitt, and they did it just then against the Hillcrest Patriots. Fumble for a scoop and score.
Yeah, and Jordan's also a little shaken up on the play. You see, as soon as he came off the field, I think Jordan will probably be okay to go back in. But Coach Mitchell, there's a time to get in somebody's face, and there's a time to love on him. And Coach Mitchell was definitely loving on Jordan there because he knows we're going to need him to come back in this game.
Yeah. Dr. Brandy Patterson of Brookwood Women's Health Center, extra point attempt is good. And Prattville capitalizes on the Hillcrest mistake early, and they take the early lead. 7:38 remaining in this first quarter. Prattville up 7-0. It's a long ball game ahead of us, though, guys.
Defensively, Prattville was really doing a good job anyway. Had a good situation. Obviously, you'd love for your defense to get an opportunity to stop Prattville. But, and credit there, by the way, the scoop and score by Prattville senior defensive end, Callahan Minor. And, of course, the early lead belongs to the Lions.
All right, and it's time for the Hillcrest offense to shake that off and to bounce back. Tough to do, but it's what you're going to have to do if you're going to stay in this game and come away with a victory.
And this certainly, as we said in the pregame, every drive is important, but this one right here led by Jordan, first down, every yard we got was tough even before the scoop and score. So, especially with Prattville getting the ball first in the second half, however many possessions we get in this first half, we're going to have to start showing something on offense.
All right, Tiger Rock kickoff coming once again from Prattville. Here we go. It's high. It is deep. It's in the end zone, almost to the back line. I think that's what we're going to be seeing for every kickoff here tonight from Prattville, guys. Hillcrest will start at the 20.
Yeah, I hope I don't see too many Prattville kickoffs out there. I would love for that to be the last one we see tonight, Brent. But
yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Guys, I will say, this is an opportunity for the offense to respond. Now, there were some pretty good things going for Hillcrest, albeit short yardage gains, but still, short yardage gains equal first downs,
right?
And matriculation is a word you like to use. But we've got to be able to put it together. If we have to do 14-play drives, then that's just what we've got to do tonight.
Jordan is under center. The toss sweep to Jacoby Harris, looking for some room around the right end. Not a whole lot there. But it's a nice little 3.5, 4-yard gain, so we'll make it 2nd down and 6. First down, 4 yards, not too bad.
See, that's the thing. It's not flashy. It's not, a huge, dynamite, explosive play. But at the same time, we'll take 4 yards on first down all night.
4 yards every play, you win the football game.
No doubt.
Jordan under center once again. The snap, a quick pass out here to the left side, completed, and down to about the 29-yard line after the completion is the running back Jacoby Harris, who was lined up in the slot.
True to
Third
form.
down and 1.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brent. True to form there. Definitely trying to put the ball in Jacoby's and Caden's hands tonight. Of the 10 plays we've run, I think one of those 2 has touched the ball 5 or 6 times.
All right, a big 3rd and 1 from the 29.
It does feel like Hillcrest may be trying to shorten the game, so far at least.
Right.
Lots of play clock running. Of course, several run plays, very few incompletions, pass attempts. Clock has run pretty quickly so far.
Jordan takes it, the toss sweep to Jacoby. Jacoby hits the line of scrimmage, crosses the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3 and enough for a Stephen Fikes All-State first down.
I love that. Best weapons of the night. You expect them to be Caden Smith, Jacoby Harris, and then, of course, sprinkling a little Trent Curley, and we're in business. Jordan Chambly is definitely going to have to make some throws tonight, but I still love utilizing that run game as much as possible.
We talked about one of the keys being eliminate mistakes, and we see how those mistakes can affect you in a game like this after that big fumble, scoop, and score. Jordan takes it in shotgun, gathers it, completes it to Caden Smith. Caden moves it down for a nice 7-yard gain to the 38-yard line.
That Prattville defensive back.
Yeah, when that ball left his hands, Brad, I was thinking
that
disaster right there.
That'd be like the ruling on the field is the runner's down by contact. It's up, but it's under further review.
Yep.
I gave him a little bit too much credit. It's a gain of about 5.5 or 6. We'll give him a 2nd down and 4, we'll call it. Jordan under center. The belly G to Omari Taylor. Omari fights his way forward across the 40 to the 41, which will leave him about a yard short of the first down. Another 3rd and 1 for the Pats.
Common yard and distance tonight.
Yeah,
Is this the 3rd one already, guys, that we've had?
Well, and it's a good situation so far. Hillcrest has been successful in those situations. So if we're 2 for 2, as far as I can remember, then I'll be okay with 3rd and 1 all night long.
It's the 3rd one of the 3rd and 1.
There you go. And I'll be interested to see if Coach Mitchell, we saw his willingness to go on 4th down. I would think that's the same thing moving forward. I'll be interested to see if he's willing to take a shot here.
And, Brad, you're right. Jordan's out there hobbling. Jordan under center takes a snap, the toss sweep to Jacoby. He's got the first down and more. Spins off a tackle, is pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Nice pickup of 6 and enough for another Stephen Fikes All-State first down for the Pats.
Look, that's a nice drive. This is a nice drive so far. Nothing flashy, but it's just good, solid ground game. Hillcrest so far is doing a pretty good job getting outside the tackle with Jacoby Harris. Very few runs in between the tackles. Of course, Prattville, would you want to run that big number 44, Ricardo Parker? I wouldn't. That guy's huge.
Shotgun formation now for the Pats. Jordan takes it, pitches it out wide to the right side to Jacoby. Jacoby cuts it upfield. Nice gain of about 6.5. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Pats.
That's a really nice first down play. Anytime you're sitting at 4 yards or more in your first down, and look, over the past years of us doing this broadcast, there have been games where we say, guys, if we could just average 4 yards or better on first down, it gives us a chance to win the game. So far, so good if we could just make sure that we eliminate those pre-mentioned mistakes.
Right. Under center this time for Jordan. Looks to the sideline for the play change. Jacoby at the tailback position. Omari Taylor is the fullback. The snap, the handoff over right guard to Jacoby. Jacoby fights his way forward. He'll make it to about the 46-yard line. A yard short of the first down. Guess what it is now, guys?
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1.
Brad, you're right. They are using a lot of clock. I cannot think of a play where we snapped it, early in the play clock right now. We're already under 3 minutes left in this first quarter.
And the Prattville offense has not even been on the field. 3rd and 1, under center for Jordan. Looking to the sidelines. Plenty of time left on the play clock. He takes it. It's a quarterback sneak, and Jordan has plenty for the first down. 2-yard gain down to the 44. Another Stephen Fikes All-State first down. This is a good night for Stephen Fikes, I'll tell you.
Guys, I can't help but think, what sort of impact will these slow drives have on the Prattville defense? We talked about, Brent, you mentioned it, I was already thinking about that. The Prattville offense hasn't touched the field. But the Prattville defense, boy, they've been out there all night.
They sure have.
It's early, but will it matter later?
Right. Uh-oh. That's not a good one right there.
But Mason Booth is signaling against Prattville. I think that's maybe on the Prattville offsides on the Lions.
Let's hope so. Let's see what we've got here. Look at the white cap. And it is offsides against Prattville. Usually in a situation like that, you assume that it's going to be a false start. Fortunately, it's offsides against Prattville and giving us a free 5, making it 1st and 5.
Yeah, big play right there. You know, I thought the same thing as you, Brandon, until I saw Mason signaling that. I thought for sure it was on us. Does give us a short set of chains. We'll see if Mitchell tried something in the air.
All right, Jordan back to pass, being pressured, evades a tackler, slings it down the field, and incomplete at about the 21-yard line. Intended there for Trent Curley, just a little bit too low for him to scoop up.
Well, the good news is when you've got free 5 yards on first down,
you might as well go for it.
Well,
right?
And I think that's the equivalent of gaining 5 yards on a first down with the incompletion. So that's been a thing that we've been able to do all night. And pick up nice yardage on first down, so we're still in good situation.
Yeah, and a very important RSV Design scoreboard update that I see you have there, Brad.
Yeah, the Hoover Bucks early lead here over the Thompson Warriors, 7-0. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing.
I think it's a bad thing.
I don't know.
Because we need to be in a battle for a position with Hoover. All right, here's the snap and the belly G to Jacoby this time. Jacoby, a nice gainer down to the 30-yard line, and that's enough for a, guess what? Stephen Fikes, All-State, first down, as they have been, as you said, Brad, matriculating right down the field using clock. Only 1:51 remaining in this first quarter, and the Hillcrest offense has been on the field for every single play.
Yeah, that's interesting, Brett. That's a good point. I didn't think of it that way. And kind of true to form, true to what we heard. Really trying to give 5 the ball. I think that's his 7th carry of the evening.
Here's the sweep on the reverse to Caden Smith. 30, 25, down to the 20, and out of bounds at about the 17-yard line into the Centel Home Design red zone. Yet another Stephen Fikes All-State first down. 1:38 remaining in this first quarter.
Brad, you see Trent Curley's block downfield?
Yes,
straight pancake. I mean, he put him on his back.
The other thing is, I really liked how Caden Smith took on the defender. You know, Prattville's number 24, Darrell Washington, was trying to tackle Caden. Caden didn't try to elude him. He went right at him, which I love the physical mindset that we've got to take into this game tonight.
Pat's driving and playing physical football, you're right.
Why is the clock not running?
I don't know. Neither of them are. I don't know why the clock's not wound. Did White Hat put it in the play?
I don't know, but we got to.
It makes no sense.
Okay, well, here we go. A quick pass to the left side there, complete to Trent Curley, down to the 11-yard line. So a nice little pickup of about 6 on the quick pass, and it'll be 2nd down and 4.
Nice. Good physical play again. Caden Smith,
Was that Caden on that one?
It was Caden. He's a little shaken up, but I think the problem is for Caden is he's trying to be really, really physical, which is not really a problem, but it can kind of take its toll on you.
Right.
And that time also, I think there was a horse collar that kind of bent his head up.
Is that what it was? Yeah. Look, he's either face mask or horse collar, Brad. I saw the same thing.
We're under a minute now. Here's a handoff to Jacoby, looking for some room around the outside, unable to break a tackle, but still able to get close to the line of scrimmage as he was hit in the backfield. He'll lose about a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 5. And we're down to 36 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Well, and they're going to have to run another play. I was watching closely the play clock versus the game clock, and the play clock started about 1 second or 2 seconds prior to the clock getting down to the 40-second mark, which means we'll have to run another play.
All right, well, we better get it going pretty soon. But actually, the play clock just jumped from 24 to 13.
Well, that's
if you look at the north end zone, that's a little truer.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're down to 5 seconds, but the Pats are up to the line of scrimmage. Jordan calling the signals, pitches it out to Jacoby around left end. Jacoby looking for a block. He's pushed out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, so not much of a gain, maybe a half yard there, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Your score, Prattville, who has not touched the ball on offense at all, 7, and Hillcrest nothing. We're back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Ignite is a high school student employment initiative. We have a summer job fair, and a lot of employers have hired students from the summer job fair.
If you are not involved in Ignite, you should be involved in Ignite. It will be the best decision that you will make for your company in the hiring process.
It's an opportunity to grow your own workforce, to mentor young people, you can help give back to the community by helping students engage in a productive activity. Ignite is a high school student employment initiative.
All right, we are back at Roy Johnson Stadium, ready to start the second quarter of action. Hillcrest trailing Prattville 7-0, but driving on this possession. The ball at the 14-yard line of Prattville, but it is third down and about 6 to go. Fourth down. It's fourth down?
It's fourth down and about 6 or 7.
Oh,
Brent.
you're right.
So
It's fourth
it's the
down
sort of
and
thing where I
6,
would
yeah.
think Coach Mitchell takes the points here, especially after that disastrous opening drive with the scoop and score by the Prattville Lions. Elijah's been very successful this year, not jinxing anything. We'll see if Coach Mitchell goes out there and tries to get the 3 points early in the game.
Yeah, I see Elijah here on the sidelines, but actually he's coming back to the sideline, and it looks like the offense is headed out there. Fourth down and 6, and the offense is on the field. They must have something up their sleeve here, kind of a strange formation here with 5 players on the line of scrimmage, about 6 yards to the left of the football, the center over the football, Caden Smith at quarterback, Omari Taylor lined up in the backfield with him, and that's Jalen Cook lined up directly behind the line of scrimmage. Now Prattville making some changes. The clock has not started. Wow. Interesting shenanigans here, guys. This is not conventional football. Let's see what's going to happen here. Maybe they're just going to try to get Caden to outrun the defense on the right side.
Here comes Elijah. It's just one of those extra points. Yep.
Yeah, running. I guess they were seeing if they had what they wanted to try to go for it. But now Elijah running out, but we're down with the play clock under 10. Elijah still trying to get set. 5 seconds left on the play clock. The snap is here. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It is good.
Great.
So the Pats get the 3. How long was the field goal?
Right at 30 yards.
30 yards. Okay. Elijah Miller, who has been spectacular this year, puts the Pats on the board after the really long drive of about 60 yards. And now it's 7-3 here with 11:58 remaining in the first half.
Well, here's the good news. Couple of things. Elijah, first of all, handled that really, really well. He wasn't even really marked off with his, let me take these 3 steps back, let me take my 2 steps to the left. And Mason Cameron's already asking for the ball. So about the same time that Elijah is set, there comes the ball, boom. There's no time to think about it. And so really well done by Elijah. Here's the other thing. With 12 minutes and 2 seconds of clock time having expired, this football team better have a lot of electricity coming out of its defense, because they haven't seen the field, and they had better be hungry, because Prattville's offense is certainly feeling that way as well.
Yeah, you got to know they're ready to get back out there on the field. Or I say back out there, they're ready to get out there on the field to begin with. Jacoby Harris already with 8 carries for 34 yards. All right, here we go with the Tiger Rock kickoff coming fresh off the foot of Elijah Miller that just kicked through the 30-yard field goal to put the Pats on the board. 7-3 with 11:58 remaining here in this first half. Elijah, total leather, kicks it deep and over the head of the Lions. It bounces and goes into the end zone. Wow, almost a nice bounce for Hillcrest. As it bounced on the 1-yard line, went straight up. The Prattville receiver just decided to let it go, and he got fortunate that it went into the end zone.
It's a pretty composed moment by that Prattville young man.
Yeah.
As the Hillcrest special teams are kind of coming on you real quick, he tried to make sure, he could have easily grabbed it and probably had them inside the 5-yard line, but took a Prattville bounce, and now we'll get to see our first look at this Prattville offense.
All right, Will McKay is the quarterback, number 10. McKay looks to the sidelines for the play change. The running back behind him is Tristan Blackman. Pistol set for the Lions. Man comes in motion from left to right. Here's the snap, the handoff to the running back. He'll get a couple of yards before he's brought down by the Pats' number 25, Katori Hayward. Actually, they'll give him 5 to about the 25. It'll be 2nd down and 5 after the run by Tristan Blackman.
pretty good run on first down by Prattville. We would have said the same thing if Hillcrest had the ball, so we better make sure we give them their credit on first down as well. 4 yards and over.
McKay in the pistol once again. Man comes in motion once again, just like last time.
Oh.
A little bit of confusion as the play clock ticks down under 10. Here's the snap. Swing pass to Blackman out here on the right side, and he is swarmed in. Great job on the defensive read there by Miles Madden and Zay Hall. Big loss on the play. Back behind the sticks, all the way back to the 18-yard line, so a loss of 7, making it 3rd down and 12.
I think they saw that. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. You think Zay, I got a feeling that's something we were coached up on, because that ball, Zay was already running over there, Brad, before the ball was out of the quarterback's hands.
Well, obviously, Prattville, if they've got coaches worth their money, then they're probably going to be watching what Hillcrest did on the back.
Right.
Will McKay back to pass, being pressured, slings this one downfield.
There you go.
Knocked away by Zay Hall. Almost picked off at the 30-yard line. Zay came to play, guys.
Yeah, that's why you're an SEC commit right there. When you make that sort of play in the backfield, then able to drop in coverage and read that underneath play. Great possession overall by our defense.
Okay, now guys, if you're Prattville, your offense sat over there for 12 minutes and 2 seconds, and now for 1 minute and 24 seconds, your offense had the ball, and now your defense is going right back on the field.
Right back out.
And here's a whistle.
All sides on us.
Oh, it's a timeout. Okay.
He signaled.
Let's see what the official has to say. Yeah, you're right. It is offsides. It's not a timeout. It's an offsides against Hillcrest, which will move it forward 5 yards and make it 4th down still, but 4th down and 7 as opposed to 4th down and 12.
Do you think at some point, don't you think high school football should change the whole entered the neutral zone rule?
The punt is away. It will be fielded by Caden Smith at about the 45. Caden looking for some blocks. He's to the 40. He's down close. Oh, my goodness. And it is snatched away by Prattville as Caden was going down. And now Prattville has the ball at the Hillcrest 45-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Watch here on this replay.
Yep. Oh, I saw it.
He
just ripped it away. Sure did. Wow.
Well, they tried to do that on a previous possession on one of those little swing passes to Caden, and he did not have good control of the ball. So, them doing that multiple possessions against Caden right there, it makes me think that they saw something on film that maybe Caden's ball security is not quite as good as we would like.
Well, the Prattville hasn't done much other than be opportunistic with these turnovers with Hillcrest. But let's see if the defense can step up again. 1st and 10 from the Patriots' 46-yard line. Here's a flag on the play. Completed pass at about the 41-yard line from the quarterback, McKay. But like you're saying, there is the penalty, and it's going to be against Prattville.
It's a shift issue.
I think he was moving forward.
Yep, that's
I think that man in motion was still going forward when they actually snapped the ball, Brent.
Yep, so that's an illegal shift.
And that illegal motion, yep.
Well, he did the illegal shift signal. So that'll back it up. Back into Prattville territory at the 49-yard line and make it 1st down and 15.
1st down and 15 for Prattville.
Pistol set once again. McKay, the quarterback. Tristan Blackman, the running back. The snap, the handoff to Blackman. Blackman bounces off the line of scrimmage, moves it to his left. He'll move it into Hillcrest territory, and he will be tackled at about the 47-yard line by the Pats' DeMarcus Ryle.
Really good pursuit there by Hillcrest. They kind of bottled him up in the middle, but great job by Desmond,
DeMarcus Ryle.
Yep. No, I'm saying Tristan Blackman, the running back,
to bounce
it out. But then Hillcrest did a really good job of kind of containing and pursuing the ball carrier.
McKay calls the signals. Play change comes from the opposite sideline. He shares it with his offensive line. Play clock down under. Okay, well, the snap is off. Here's a handoff to Blackman, looking for some room over the right side. He moves it to the 44-yard line, a pickup of about 4, and we'll bring up another 3rd and long, 3rd, and we'll call it 7.
Now, guys, so far, obviously, we don't have a lot of, Prattville offense to talk about, but at the same time, Prattville's offense, if they haven't shot themselves in the foot with a penalty and then a big loss, you know, who knows? But so far they have. I'll be interested to see what they do here on this 3rd and long.
McKay calls for it, rolls to his right, slings it over here to the right side, and incomplete. Great job by the Hillcrest defense back there, ready for that one. That was Miles Madden ready to break that one up, bringing up a 4th and long for the Prattville Lions.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. It looks like, at least initially, the offense is staying on the field, kind of no man's land here for the Lions.
Well, also, if you're Prattville, you got to think, if you punt here, what's the likelihood that you get the ball back?
And it's a false start, no?
No, they're just shifting
Okay, they're just shifting and bringing the punt team on, I believe. I don't know what's happening here. They just all move toward the sideline.
He can't grab the ball.
In a bunch.
He cannot grab the ball and then take off. So that should be a false start.
And the clock's still running.
And the play clock's still running.
And that should be a delay of game.
Okay, so something.
The play clock is still running.
All kinds of confusion here.
Still running.
Clock under 8 minutes now, 7:56. And the play clock is not running. The game clock is running, but the play clock is not. The players are just in a bunch.
They finally stopped
over
the clock.
by the sideline.
7:47 left.
7:57. That's still. The play clock ended at about 8:02.
Darius, if you can get a shot of the players just bunched up over there. Yeah, there we go.
There's got to be something that happened before.
Don't really know what's happening
15
here.
seconds.
We're not resetting the clock?
Oh, whoa. We got to have something.
So now we've got the officials blowing the play dead.
There's got to be something.
We're trying to get an explanation here as Coach Mitchell is having a conference here on the home sideline with the official to try to get an explanation of what's going on. Hey there. Cheryl Morrow here.
But an extra. Oh, hey. But an extra 15 seconds went off the clock.
Yeah.
At least, guys.
Yes.
And they're playing. It looks like they're not doing anything about it as the Prattville punt team enters the field.
Well, the good news is Prattville is giving the ball back to us.
Well, and here's the other thing. If the clock didn't stop erroneously, why is it not running now?
Right. That's right.
If there was no penalty or timeout taken, the clock should still be running.
Austin Cherry and Caden Smith back to receive this one. It bounces at the 5, goes into the end zone, and the Pats will start at the 20 for this drive.
That was really a bizarre set of events.
Yeah, it was.
From the officiating crew. The clock should have stopped somewhere in the neighborhood of 8:02 at the end of the play clock.
And it should have been a delay of game then, which it never got called. So either the play clock the whole game clock should have stopped maybe even before that. I don't understand how there's not some correction or at least a ruling. Maybe Coach Mitchell got one, but I'm still in the dark here, Brad.
Obviously, and that's where we'll stay.
Hey, that Prattville defense you talked about, they got a little bit extra of a rest because of the mishap by Caden. But we'll see. Great job by the defense fighting through it.
All right, Jordan in shotgun will keep this one around right in. He's got very little room, only about a half yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. How many times have we put the ball in the air? Twice? The first play of the game and then that little throw out to the side on 3rd down?
Maybe a few more times or twice, but no more than 4.
Gotcha.
I'll tell you here in a second.
I was thinking I remember 3, but maybe 4, but no more than that, Brian.
Okay, well, it's been 5 times.
5
Jordan is
times.
3 for 5 for 10 yards.
I disagree. No, I'm just kidding.
3 for 5 for 10 yards.
Yeah, the play clock under 10 as we break the sugar huddle.
Jordan under center for this one. Caden split out wide to the right. Jordan takes the snap. Play action looking for Caden, and he completes it to Caden at about the 29-yard line. He's brought down immediately. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 from the 28.
I like that timing. I really like the route, too. You know, Caden did a really good job, kind of setting his feet, turning around, and, of course, well delivered by Chambly and on time. So set up a 3rd, and it's not 3rd and 1.
3rd and 2.
But it's 3rd and 2.
Jordan moves under center. 1 man wide to the right. That's Trent Curley. 1 wide to the left. That is Caden Smith. Jordan takes the snap, pitches it out on the sweep to Jacoby. He cuts it back upfield, and it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down as he crosses the 30. The line judge comes in. We will move the sticks. Stephen Fikes, All-State first down for the Pats. 5:58 remaining here in the first
Brett,
half.
that clock's about to start again with how much we possessed the ball in the first quarter and a half with a little help of the officials right now. You got to wonder, Prattville might be thinking, Brad, and I think you would have said it a second ago, how many more times is our offense going to see the ball?
Well, not very many in this first half, you'd think, but they still sit with the lead, 7-3.
Jordan in shotgun, drops back, looks downfield, slings this one to Caden, complete at the 45 and out of bounds at the 48. Big play, pickup of 18 yards, and a Stephen Fikes All-State first down.
I love that drag route. It's coming like a deep crosser almost. You know, it's from his slot position. He ends up going out to the out route on the far side of the field. But a nice ball by Chamblee to an open Caden Smith. So 5.5 to play in the half.
And I think what's happening here, guys, is that they've drawn the defense in, running the ball so much, and it's kind of opening up the deeper pass game potentially.
Well, right now, only about 8 yards deep is the safety of Prattville.
They're stepping up into the box because Hillcrest has been running the ball so much and so successfully. Jordan makes a nice move to avoid an oncoming defender, but he's unable to escape a second one, and he's tackled in the backfield on the option play. He'll lose about 3. It'll be second down and 13.
Yeah, I thought Jordan maybe had the pitch man there, but looking at the replay, you know, we're watching the broadcast up here. He may have been better served doing what he did and holding it, because there was a host of Lions right there next to Jacoby as well.
The linebacker just shot in there untouched and totally blew up that play.
I like this formation. This could be dangerous for Caden.
Jordan under center, play action, looking down the field, and caught by Trent Curley at about the 47-yard line. He breaks a couple of tackles, gets knocked out of bounds at about the 45. Nice pickup of about 10, and that'll leave him a couple of yards short. It'll be third down and 2.
Did you guys see the split safety there? The cover two, or at least the two safeties deep for Prattville. Caden from his slot position had a safety cover, but he ran right down the middle of the field. Now, obviously, Chamblee had a good throw over here to Trent Curley, but just remember, if we get two guys deep and Caden Smith in the slot, that's a pretty good situation.
So Prattville jumps off sides. He's claiming he was drawn off sides, but it looks like the officials are saying it is offsides against Prattville. So that's a free first down for the Pats.
Yeah, 99 can't do anything without getting noticed. He is a big boy out there. He's one of, I believe, one of the 2027 Prattville defensive linemen that are within the top 15 in the state, regardless of position.
They are really, really talented and really, really big. Like this broadcast crew.
Offsides on them. Okay, Jordan under center, 1st and 10 now from the 41. It looks like movement against Hillcrest this time. But you know, we talked about avoiding mistakes. They've avoided the mistakes regarding penalties so far. I think that's the first penalty of the night against Hillcrest.
Offsides again?
No, it's
what?
Offsides against Hillcrest?
Yeah, well, I think
Not
what
a false
happened is,
start?
if Jordan tried to send somebody in motion there, and it did not happen. He had to do it again, and I think it threw the whole play a little off kilter, though.
What?
Well, as it is, it's a 5-yard penalty against Hillcrest.
I can see the delayed replay on our YouTube broadcast. I don't know. That's so crazy.
Well, either way, it's 1st and 15 now for the Pats with Jordan in shotgun. Jordan's going to run it straight up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go. He'll be stopped after about a gain of about a half yard to the 45, and it'll be second down and 14.
I don't hate that play completely. Though, if there's any room, it might be right over the center. And secondly, it does keep that clock ticking. If this drive does happen to stall out, we want to give Prattville as little time as possible. Probably a good time to note that both teams have all 3 Tidwell Paint and Body timeouts.
I would expect somebody to start using those as the clock dwindles. We're at 3:53 in the first half, and it is only 7:40.
Dance is going to be over by 10.
Man.
Jordan back to pass this time, looking down the field. Down the middle of the field and wide open is Caden Smith. Complete at the 6.
No
Touchdown,
flags,
Patriots.
no flags. Come on.
No flags, and here we go. as we beat each other in the faces with our
That's
high fives.
okay. I'll take a punch for 7 points.
Guys, Brent, I think you're the one that said it. The Hillcrest offense kind of lulled the Prattville defense to sleep. Run, run, run. Safeties inch up. 8 yards deep is the deepest player on the Lion defense. Caden Smith in the slot position again, able to find that gap down the middle of the field. And look, when Caden Smith is in the slot, I'm telling you, that creates problems for the opponent's defense.
He was so wide open, it didn't matter that it was 5 yards underthrown.
Yeah.
All right. The Dr. Brandy Patterson extra point attempt coming from Elijah Miller. It's up, it's good. The Pats take the lead 10-7 here with 3:39 remaining in the first half.
Oh, I got my cigar.
You got us an RSV design scoreboard update here?
I got a quick one, and I got one. Thompson has even the game at 7-7.
Well, I've got now Hoover 10-7.
Okay, then you even beat me to it.
I've got Hoover 10, Thompson 7, and I've got Hewitt and Oak Mountain tied at 7.
Wow.
And so that's a good RSV design scoreboard update. Just real quick, I've been trying to check the Vestavia County high score, and I don't have one. So if you happen to have
77-0 Vestavia, I'm just kidding.
it would not shock me if the Rebels lead the Cats by any margin at all.
You name it, right?
In fact, let's get one of those wheels up here where you spin them. It's like, hey, it's the wheel of destiny. -3 or 62. I'm not sure.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, me.
All right. So, happy times now, Tiger Rock kickoff.
You're not
but
kidding, Brent.
let's hope we can remain happy here and keep the Prattville Lions out of the end zone here before the start of halftime. Kick is received at the 9-yard line. He looks for some room around the right side as he takes it all the way across to the opposite side of the field. He moves out of bounds at about the 22, and the Lions will start there. That was about a 40-yard run for a 2-yard
at least
gain.
that, and I'm interested. I know that return was set up to the right there, but I thought it could have gotten an easy 10 yards if he had gone against it and just gone up that left sideline there, Brent. So I was very happy he made the decision he did.
All right, here we go. Defense has looked great so far. They've only been on the field for a few plays. 2 3-and-outs. Did Prattville pick up a first down? They may have gotten one.
Don't know quite. Unsure of that, Brent.
Will McKay back to pass, slings this one complete over to the right side. Pickup of about 8 out of bounds. Yeah, but it's fumbled out of bounds.
Well, I wondered if they considered it complete. I guess they did.
Yeah, he caught it and turned and made a football move and then got hit and knocked out of bounds. So after the pickup of 8, it'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 30 for the Pats. Clock stopped after the ball went out of bounds. 3:24 remaining here in the first half. Will McKay in the pistol formation. Tristan Blackman behind him. He hands it off on a sweep around right in, and a good job reading it right away. And coming up to make the tackle is, I believe that was the Pats' Miles Madden coming up to make that tackle.
Yeah, I think he lost a yard or two, Brent. I think it was 3rd and 2,
You're
3rd
right,
and 1.5, so it's 3rd and 3 now for the Lions.
There's a little pressure on the Prattville offense here. They really need a first down here to keep Hillcrest from getting it and keep running out the clock.
Will McKay hands it off to Tristan Blackman. He breaks it through to the 35-yard line, and that will be enough after the 6-yard gain for the first down for the Lions.
Well done by Prattville. They really needed that first down, just to tell you the truth, guys. Hillcrest the time of possession has been totally lopsided. I don't have the exact numbers, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 90% to 10%. And, of course, Prattville needed to keep the ball just a little bit to be able to move the ball down the field, and obviously just to keep Hillcrest from trying to score again.
Here's the snap and the handoff to Blackman. He breaks through the line of scrimmage over right guard, moves it to the 40, a pickup of 5, 2nd down and 5. Talking about that time of possession, let's look at the Mission Car Wash stat line real quickly, and I'll tell you that this is not correct, what we have here.
That's okay.
So we will not give that stat
we
because
know
I don't
it's
believe
about,
it's correct.
I'm serious, the 24 or 22 minutes that we've roughly encompassed here in the first half, it's got to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 17 to 5.
Right. This is only about the 7th or 8th play that the Prattville offense has even run with 2 minutes left here in the first half. McKay back to pass. Slings it down the middle of the field, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by the Pats. Number 7, DJ Jones, playing center field and ready for that one.
Watch on the delayed replay. There's a lot of hand fighting.
McKay had the happy feet back there in the pocket. He decided to release it anyway. Double coverage down the field. DJ Jones pulls it in.
Well, here's the thing. You've got a gigantic wide receiver on the other end. I mean, he's about a 6'4", 6'5" wide receiver is Deshaun Hall, the junior from Prattville, and he's just not able to come up with it.
And he pushed off, too, honestly.
He
Looks
sure
like
he did,
that.
right.
And then DJ was still there playing center field.
Well, and he threw it into about triple coverage there.
There's the push.
On Joe Davidson.
Yep.
And DJ comes on the backside. Now, Hillcrest with all 3 Tidwell paint and body timeouts remaining. 1:50 to go in the half, Brent. And look, despite now that also almost evens up the turnover battle, but it's still Prattville +1.
Yeah, true. And also Prattville with much better results after the turnovers, having it a scoop and score and a turnover in Hillcrest territory. Here's a sling out here to the right side to Trent Curley, who's unable to pull it in at about the 22, incomplete.
Yeah, he ran before he had the ball there, guys. And we can talk about this for a second. I would not be surprised if Coach Mitchell keeps this on the ground here, and that will either force Prattville to take their first Tidwell paint and body timeout, or possibly, allow us to run some clock. I know Jamie does not want to give the Prattville Lions another chance to score points on offense during this first half.
All right.
Yeah, no news is good news, right, Brian?
That's right.
Jordan under center. The belly G over the left side. Nowhere to go there. Omari Taylor picks up about a yard, 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, I think Prattville did take the first Tidwell paint and body timeout right there, guys.
They did, okay. So with that timeout, your score, Hillcrest 10, Prattville 7. We're back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
What initially drew you to become a member of Alabama Credit Union, and how has your experience evolved since then?
Yeah, so I came for college, and my dad and I came down, and Alabama Credit Union was convenient to campus, being young, first time opening a bank account, and looking for some relationship. And so that's where I started, and then over the years I have gotten married, had a family, and so it's just been with me every step of the way and in relationship with me.
All right, back live. 1:34 remaining, 10-7 Pats, but it's 3rd and 8 deep in Hillcrest territory at about the 22-yard line. The Pats need to get to the 30 to maintain possession at the very least and not give the ball back to the Lions and give them an opportunity to either cut into the lead or score and take the lead.
Yeah.
See, I told you that one was better. See that?
Yeah, definitely. We can see the score.
Oh, wait, I got to pull your mic up here. Sorry.
And let's hope their score is right. The other one was 28-3, so it looks like Vestavia's trying a field goal right here to go up 31-0 late in the second quarter.
I think that's County High.
You're right. That is right.
Oh, that's the 3 points that you saw.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So County High's broadcast, Vestavia's is much better quality, but County's is about a minute or so ahead of them. Well, it is. I mean, that wasn't even slander. That was a fact.
Yeah, that is a fact.
Well, I think that the County High broadcast is just the, what's it called? The big camera that's mounted on the score. Pixelot, yes. Sir Pixelot.
Yeah.
Jordan back to pass, looking downfield, and he will be sacked in the backfield all the way back to the 14-yard line. So with 1:27 left, the Pats will be forced to punt.
Okay, a couple good things happened there. Number 1, he didn't fumble, okay? Number 2, he got sacked and there was no incomplete pass. So it forced Prattville to take their second Tidwell paint and body timeout. They still have the one remaining. This has been a pretty intriguing, to me, storyline in the first half, just because Hillcrest has totally taken the Prattville offense out of the equation by just basically eliminating the fact that they even need to have offense. But at the same time, Prattville still has 7 points. And it's obvious. Now, this is the barn burner we expected. But remember, we're still another half to play. Hillcrest defense is going to have to show up. We also need Gunner, the punter, to have a really good one right here.
And, all year, and this is a reverse jinx, Gunner struggled on his first kick of the game, I think, and then he's been very successful after that. So hopefully Gunner's figured some of that out. He's also not warmed up punting except for the sideline in about an hour of real time.
Do you counteract the reverse jinx if you call it out that it's a reverse jinx?
That's part of it,
Yes,
Brent. You got to, like, once you're, I'm a jinx PhD.
Oh, okay. All right, Gunner gets this one right, and he gets a good one, a good high wobbly spiral, which is fielded.
Oh.
Did he call for a fair catch?
didn't call it,
I guess he didn't call for a fair catch. He catches it at the 48 of Prattville, and he is tackled and moves it down to
that's
the
a
48
real
Hillcrest.
good way to end up on the turf if you go ahead and don't call that.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you next time the Hillcrest Pats are not going to be nearly as fooled by
It's like
that
they
play.
were like, they didn't know that he called it, so they stopped. But
Right.
then he started running, and they're like, oh, he
Okay, I
didn't
guess
call
we
it.
gotta
Then they had to
tackle him.
tackle him. But if they had realized that he hadn't called it, they could have plastered him. You're right. Line of scrimmage is the 49-yard of Hillcrest. A minute 15 left in the first half. 10-7. The Pats with the lead. Will McKay in the pistol. Drops back to pass. Looks down the right sideline.
Oh, it's a
and
flag.
this
Throw the
one
flag.
is caught
He just shoved him out
at
of the
about
way.
the 15-yard line. Let's watch on the replay.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's
he
see
literally
this on
just
the replay, Brad.
two-handed
Look
shoved
right
him.
here. Look right here.
He just
You're right.
dispatched
Just
him.
pushed him in the back. You're exactly right. No call. However, first down in the Centel Home Design red zone for the Lions at the Pats 15-yard line. Under a minute remaining here in the first half.
Goodness gracious. The guy's standing right there.
McKay in the pistol formation. Blackman behind him. McKay drops back to pass, being pressured. Escapes momentarily and just throws this one over
He's out of bounds.
into the
He
end
caught it,
zone.
but he's
It's
out of bounds.
caught, but out of bounds.
Are we sure? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, the big receiver, number 8, Deshaun Hall, reels it in after shoving a few Hillcrest players out of the way again.
Shedding flies.
Yeah, he's the young man who we picked it off when he grabbed Joe and shoved him out of the way, but thankfully DJ was right behind him to make the interception.
Well, you can figure that they're going to go back to number 8. If there's a throw into the end zone, it's going to the big fella.
McKay back to pass again, being pressured and hit as he releases, but it is caught at about the 14-yard line.
Clock's running, and they've only got, now Prattville does have one timeout remaining, guys, and it's third down. So at some point, they took the timeout. That's an interesting time to use the timeout.
Yeah, complete at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they cost themselves probably 5-6 seconds not calling it immediately. And Brad, I was thinking like you were, they're saving it to make sure they have time to get the field goal unit on.
The other thing that you do, number one, you kind of guarantee yourself a kickoff. If you score, you think, okay, if we let this run down and then we run a play, but if they run it and it's inbounds, then they can't clock it.
That's right. If they don't pick up the first down, that's what I was thinking. Or if we get a quarterback sack or something like that, something positive for Hillcrest, I don't know if that's, after the play, there's going to be a minimum of 18 seconds left on the clock.
Is 18 seconds enough time? And, of course, maybe that's your mindset if you're Bobby Carr.
Correct.
And you think, okay, well, there's enough time for me to get my unit out there.
And he knows his kids better than me, and obviously their kicker is quite adept.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he's good at this, getting back on the field quickly, though. I would love to see them try to execute it, though, especially if the Pats can pick up some sort of tackle for loss or sack here.
You guys remember the Baylor-TCU game 2 years ago? I know you probably don't, but I just remember it was like clock was dwindling. TCU runs the guy out. It was like seamless.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a timeout. The guy just kicked the field goal.
Well, I hope Prattville's not a seamless.
All right, here we go. Huge play right here on 3rd and about 5 from the 10-yard line. Will McKay in the pistol set with his running back Tristan Blackman right behind him. Here's the snap, the pass over the head of the intended receiver, Deshaun Hall. In the right side of the end zone, the clock stops with 20 seconds left. It's 4th down, and they'll bring on the field goal
unit. That kid caught the ball, Brian. He went up in one-handed. It was an incredible catch. You can watch it right here. It's just he came down with both feet out of bounds, though. That young man, he went up with that big right paw and just snatched it out.
And, that's not a bad strategy for the Lions right there. Just see if the big guy can come down with it in bounds. If he doesn't, it's out of bounds and you're kicking a field goal, which is what they'll do now, which is a 26-yard field goal.
Hold! How do you miss that? He got yanked!
Throw the flag!
Golly! I mean, that's easy to see. I mean, he got yanked by the shoulder.
Let's look at it here on the replay.
It's obvious. It's a borderline horse collar. It was so egregious.
Right there.
You'll see it up there on the big screen.
Well, as it is, guys, it's 3 points. for the Lions, and it ties the score at 10-10. So, missed a couple of things here with the officials, but still nothing was as bad as that face mask last week. I'm still not over that.
You're not over that. I agree.
About that, and he said he was good, and we talked about it last week, the face mask, and then after the helmet came off, he caught helmet to head right there. So it was good to see, talking to Dewan today, and he said, Coach, I was a little shooken up, but once I got back, got to school, I was good to go Monday morning.
It just amazed me that the official was about 5 yards behind the play, and I asked Coach Mitchell about it. Coach Mitchell said they just said they didn't see it. Didn't see it, Coach.
They weren't watching the play.
They weren't doing a very good job.
Did you see it on the
I watched
broadcast?
you when you sent the video to me, yes.
Oh, yeah. Here's another deep kickoff into the end zone, almost to the back line, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Pats at the 20 here with 16 seconds
player.
left.
Yep.
See you tomorrow.
Oh, you're going?
See you tomorrow. Right into the,
all right,
the
good to
trumpet
see you.
section,
Good to see you.
Yep.
Cheryl Morrow, our former assistant principal up here, visiting us in the booth, enjoying the good life now.
Hey, roll tide, go Pats. Roll tide, go Pats. Yep.
Roll tide, go Pats.
Yep.
Got it. Roll tide, go Pats.
Go
got
Pats.
it. Got it, Brian. Roll tide, go Pats.
Yeah,
Brad, roll tide, go Pats.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
A little game over there in Bryant Denny tomorrow, isn't there?
Who's that on?
Well, that's. I think it was just victory formation.
Yep.
Victory formation to take it into halftime. Pat's, I guess, worried about turning it over again. But wow, what a first half, guys! 10-10. Hillcrest dominating on time of possession, and less than an hour of
57
football
minutes
in
of
real time. Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing. It's halftime here at Roy Johnson's Stadium at homecoming, 10-10, as the Prattville Marching Band runs out onto the field to get their halftime show started. And guys, let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll be back with the Stephen Fikes All-State Halftime Show. Keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard in the shadow of Bryant Denny. They're open 7 days a week, or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated. Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1930.
All right, welcome back. It is the Stephen Fikes All-State Halftime Show here at Roy Johnson Stadium. Brent Jones, Brian Pirano, and Brad Armstrong here with you as we have watched a first half that has seen the Hillcrest Patriots dominate in time of possession and still only go to the locker room with a 10-10 tie. The bad news was, to start out the game, Hillcrest got the ball. We're moving the ball pretty well down the field. A fumble after a reception. Was that the fumble after the reception? Is that what happened? Is it a fumble after the reception?
Well,
and it was
the first one was Jordan, if you remember. Remember, he was scrambling out to the side, and then Chamblee got
right.
hit.
It wasn't a reception. It was a scramble. Yeah,
correct.
Fumble by Jordan Chamblee after a scramble at about the 40-yard line, and it was scooped and run into the end zone by Prattville to take a 7-0 lead. Hillcrest got the ball back, drove it down the field, got in field goal range, a 30-yard field goal by the Pats, made it 3-0 thanks to the foot of Elijah Miller. And then after that, Hillcrest, another 3 and out, got the ball back, drove it down the field. Well, actually, this was a big play this time on the big completion of about 50 yards or so to Caden Smith for the touchdown, making it 10-7 in favor of the Pats. Then Prattville came back with very little time remaining on the clock. Big reception to their big receiver, number 8, Deshaun Hall. We saw him push off a defensive back by Hillcrest, but regardless of what we saw, it wasn't called. He caught it at about the 15, and then the Lions were able to score beyond that and make it 10-10 as we head in here to the half. thoughts, guys?
Well, the first thought that I have is before the game we talked about how important the turnover battle would be. And so despite the fact that Hillcrest led the time of possession, somewhere in the neighborhood, seriously, it had to have been 19-5, something like that.
I would agree. It was dominated by Hillcrest.
But Prattville was able to get the fumble, return for a touchdown, and that's really, obviously they end up scoring 3 points. But outside of the field goal and the push-off for the big game for Prattville, what did Prattville do offensively? Not much.
Yeah, Brad, if you had to pick a side right now that you felt more comfortable with at halftime going into the second half, I like the Hillcrest side.
I also like the Hillcrest defense versus the Prattville offense.
And then it was just those two miscues, or the big one right there, but also the Caden fumble on the kickoff or the punt. We had excellent field position there if that had not happened.
Right. The main I mean, they're doing great. I mean, they're holding on to the ball. Well, I say holding on to the ball. I mean that in terms of moving the ball down the field, but they're not holding on to the ball in terms of literally holding on to the ball with the 2 fumbles for the turnovers. If you could eliminate those mistakes like we talked about in the keys to the game to start out with, then Hillcrest is in control of this game.
Well, and offensively, I mentioned earlier, I like the matchup of our defense versus the Prattville offense, but at the same time, our offense has done what they want to do against Prattville, which is, number 1, control the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Number 2, control the clock. And then number 3, they haven't been crazy trying to take downfield shots. They've been very comfortable in their own skin, trying to just nickel and dime Prattville, and I think they've done a really good job of that.
Yeah.
And I think we've also set ourselves up for a good second half. You know, we ran the ball a lot. And we don't know the run-to-pass breakdown, but probably 75-25, 70-30. The one play we took to Caden, he was wide open. Brent, you were right when you said he underthrew him by 5 yards.
And it didn't matter.
Did not matter. So I do think we were able to do both things, so I'm not sure Prattville will be able to key on either opening the second half.
All right, guys, so we got a good one here tonight in this critical Class 7A Region 3 game, but we also have a lot of other critical Class 7A Region 3 games going on. So let's take a look now at the RSV Design scoreboard update, because I know you guys have some good ones.
You go first, Brad. I'll fill in the gap.
Obviously, start with our own region, Class 7A Region 3. I've got Hoover has retaken the lead over Thompson.
Wow.
And the Bucks lead the Warriors 17-16. Hewitt leads Oak Mountain 16-7. And in the other game that's not with Hillcrest Prattville, Vestavia leads County High 28-3. I have a Central Phoenix City score of like a 14-3.
Maybe something else. 21-3.
21-3. Okay, I don't have anything for Auburn Carver, so.
Auburn Carver, I'm pulling up on NFHS right now. And the only other one I have that's of interest to us is Florence and Huntsville are tied at 14 all, and that speaks to a lot of the tiebreaker stuff we went over when we did the brackets.
And actually, I do have Auburn up on Carver 28-7.
Okay.
And remember, the reason why we care is because the Region 3 teams that qualify for the playoffs match up against the Region 2 teams, which includes Auburn, Opelika, Carver, and Central Phoenix City.
You don't happen to see a Sparkman Grissom score, do you?
Let's see
I'm
what I
pulling it
got
up on
here.
NFHS, but you're probably quicker on this.
Sparkman versus Grissom.
That's
I got
right.
the Senators leading the Tigers 28-7.
Oh, okay, well that's a good thing.
Yep.
Okay, guys, it's a crazy time of year. So many variables between the scores that can happen and how it will shake out for the playoffs. But like we've said all along, the bottom line is win your game on your field and you give yourself the best chance.
No doubt, that's all that matters right now. You know, all of this and it's fun for us to play this game, Brent. But like you said, unless we take care of business right in front of us, then really all these scores are simply a moot point.
Right. Okay, guys, y'all ready to shift gears?
Yeah.
We got the Prattville band on the field doing a fantastic job. But right now we're going to shift gears to the Hillcrest Tennis College Football Preview.
Have we been? I don't even know what games we're picking. Do y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you send
I do
it to
my
us?
research. I do my work. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, I'm amazing.
Okay. Brad has retaken the lead. 3-2 week last week. Overall 20-15. I was 2-3. I'm in second place, one game behind, 19-16. And Brian was 2-3 as well, and he's one game behind me, 2 games out of the lead at 18-17.
Okay.
All right, so we got a tight race with the 3 of us here as we come into the home stretch. All right, let's take a look at the games that we have on the docket. Now, you're going to be shocked by this first one that I have here. Number 11, Tennessee. a 9.5-point underdog to Alabama. That's how the line opened. It's now moved to 7.5, but we have to take it from where I get it initially.
Yeah, that's good.
So Tennessee, 9.5-point underdog at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Who wants to go first?
I'll start.
Me. No, I'm just kidding. No, just kidding.
I think Brent's going to be the deciding vote here because I think you know how Brad and I are each going to pick it right there. I don't know who's going to – obviously, I'm going to take Alabama minus the points, but I think the over-under in this game is 58.5 points, the total that both teams will score. And I've seen a lot of prognosticators suggesting that is something they would want to hammer. So I do think it's and I'm not exactly breaking ground here, whatever defense can stop the other team's high-powered offense.
Right. So, Tennessee, what is the number one offense in the country right now?
So, and then Alabama, after the FSU debacle, has looked pretty good with the ball as well. So
that's true. And however, you talk about Tennessee being the number one offense, they're also the number 16 team in the SEC in pass defense, going against the Heisman frontrunner in Ty Simpson. And that's where I think the difference in the game is going to be. Tennessee has a good defensive line. They're doing very well as far as sacks go. They're one of the leaders in the conference in sacks. But Ty Simpson is great at avoiding the sack, buying the time, and finding receivers downfield against a defensive secondary that's not so hot. So I think that's where the difference in the game is going to be. And, of course, I'm going to pick Alabama with the points, 9.5. Okay. What do you got, Brad?
I think I'm going to take just kidding. I would take Bama last year because I couldn't get one right. And so I took Bama because I thought, you know what? I stink. If I take Bama, they're going to lose. And that worked. This year, I've done a little better, and so I'm sticking with the balls, of course. Now, here's one thing for real. Tenessee's defense has been atrocious against the run. And I keep telling it to my Bama friends, and some of them are like, well, Alabama can't run the ball. I'm like, wait till tomorrow, But let's see. The other thing is, though, but here's the problem. It's a 7.5, it's a 9.5 point thing. I do expect Tennessee to compete. I expect the game to be pretty tight. I actually think, Brian, what did you say? You take the under?
I would take the over.
Oh, you
I would take over 58.5.
I just got some sort of feeling this is going to be one of those games that, you know how you got two high-powered offenses and then it's like 7-3 at the half or something like that? For some reason, it feels like that kind of game to me. And so, I don't know, for some reason, I'll take Tennessee, but I do think it'll be a little bit lower scoring than the experts think.
Yeah, and that would help. If you were taking the under, it's moved up. The line's at 8.5, and then it's at 59.5 now.
So I would take under the 59.5. Yep. I feel like the game will somewhere be more in the 31-24 range.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, we got number 5, Ole Miss, traveling between the hedges to take on the Georgia Bulldogs in another ranked matchup. Georgia, of course, the number 9 team. Ole Miss ranked number 5, a 7.5-point underdog to the number 9 team. But, of course, going to Georgia, playing in Athens, a big factor right there. Brad, why don't you go first here?
2 years ago, Ole Miss had a really good football team. They traveled to Athens to play between the hedges, and Georgia just absolutely dismantled Ole Miss in like 56-14 or something like that. It was really, really bad. And so despite the fact that Ole Miss is good, this feels like one of those types of games that is back and forth. The home team wins. Last year, Ole Miss beat the heck out of Georgia in Oxford. I just think Georgia wins the game. The 7.5 points is way too easy to cover for the Dogs, so I'm taking Georgia to cover over the 7.5.
All right, so you think that Ole Miss might have been caught in the classic trap game last week against Washington State, trailing most of the game and barely pulling out a win 24-21. Think they might have been looking ahead to this game against Georgia. It's a huge one. Georgia, what are they going to do? Are they going to come out and fall down 17, 20 points to start out with and fight back and win the game like they seem to do every week? Or will Lane Kiffin and the Rebs be able to hold on and win the game after jumping out to a big lead? This is tough. I think that Georgia will win the game, but I think that Ole Miss will stay within the 7.5.
There's a game, and Brent, you and I are in this pick'em run by our good friend John Landers.
Right.
Just for a couple candy bars. And I was talking to the winningest Hillcrest football coach in history, Skipper Clements, today. We were kind of chopping it up in the gym some, and every week, Brent, we have to pick a 2-point game. Skipper was adamant he wanted to take Ole Miss. Like, that's his 2-point game. And that assured it for me that I think Georgia's definitely going to cover, okay?
Okay.
I mean, I think Georgia, absolutely. Georgia, prior to my conversation with Coach Clements, I had Georgia as my 2-point game. So I do think Georgia wins comfortably. Maybe that Wazoo game last week will be an anomaly for Ole Miss, but I think they exposed something there.
Kylie.
Next up, Brent, we've got
Yeah,
Auburn.
go ahead. I got to tell Kylie
That's
something
fine.
real quick.
Auburn hosting Missouri in a game on the Plains.
Yeah.
Surprisingly to me, Brian, Auburn is favored by a point and a half.
Yeah, that's changed. It's now Mizzou by a point and a half after we've gone. So that line's moved 3 points since the opening line right
What
there.
is it now?
It's
Did you say?
Mizzou by 1.5. But
okay.
obviously we're going Mizzou, getting a point and a half. So I do think as we see our fantastic homecoming court being announced out there, we'll go to that in a second. But I said it last week, Brent, that I thought if Hugh Freeze lost to Georgia and Missouri, he's gone. You read it just like I do, like we all do. The Auburn message boards, they have said more or less, regardless of what happens, they feel like Hugh Freeze is kind of a dead man walking. So whether or not Hugh Freeze is playing for his job or not, they had they had one of their captains, their second or third string running back. He was, he walked away or he was kicked off the team, whichever one you want to believe. But I do think Auburn's going to struggle a little, and I think at least against watching them against Alabama, Mizzou's got a good ball club. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Missouri Tigers plus the 1.5 points.
All right, I'll go next.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take, now look, this feels a little bit like Auburn has been so close in a couple of games. They really got kind of, I know that they got shafted a little bit against Oklahoma. And I realized there was a play that didn't go the Auburn way. And then, of course, against Georgia, timeout, just kidding, no timeout. That was really bad. And there just seem to be so many breaks that are going against Auburn. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think Auburn's very good, but I do think they're better than their record suggests. And at some point, they're going to get it together. And I feel like this is the week.
You see,
so I'm taking the Tigers.
Okay, see,
excuse me,
the Auburn Tigers.
You're taking Auburn, right?
See,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of that. I think that Auburn is a good team, and they're coming close, and they could very well be an undefeated team right now. They've had very close games, but they've been snake bit, and I think that they will continue to be snake bit. And I think that Missouri's going to win this game, so I'll go with the Missouri Tigers. Guys, here's what we're going to do now. We've got the we're gonna pause our college football preview here for just a minute, so we can go to the field and we can see the well, not there. That's us. Okay. If I can find the field, not that one.
Well, as Brent's doing this, we're going through, they're announcing all of the freshman, sophomore, junior homecoming maids right now. These fantastic young ladies being escorted by, their father, their brother, uncle. It's just a significant figure in their life. And then very soon, we're going to see them go ahead and we're going to announce the homecoming queen. So enjoy watching our homecoming court and enjoy the 2025, the end of the 2025 Hillcrest homecoming.
volunteering at local daycares and elementary schools. Adiana is being escorted this evening by her godbrother, Mr. Tyrell Packard. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the crowning of the 2025 Hillcrest High School Homecoming Queen. Crowning tonight is the 2024 Hillcrest High School Homecoming Queen, Miss Sanaa Harris. And homecoming chairs, Mr. Nathan McDonald and Miss Kathleen Reach. The 2025 Hillcrest High School Homecoming Queen is Miss Adiana Wiggins.
Congratulations to Adiana Wiggins, who was just announced as the 2025 Hillcrest Homecoming Queen. We're going to listen to a little bit more of the Pride of Patriot Parkway, but Mr. Thomas can tell me they will play their full show after the game. That's correct. So if you're sticking around, if you're listening, if you're in the area, you can catch the whole band performance immediately following the game. A little more of the halftime festivities, and we'll be back to action in about 5 minutes.
All right, welcome back. Roy Johnson Stadium, halftime festivities, and we have a member of our crew. Well, she hasn't done much this year. She has helped out in other ways that I'll tell you about here in just a moment. But a member of our crew for 2 years, the past 2 seasons before this year. Adiana Wiggins named our homecoming queen.
Yeah, Brett, while you were getting some food, I went on the air and I said that, but you can talk a little bit more about everything Adiana's done, not only for the broadcast, but just for some stuff in Hillcrest High School overall, though, Brent.
Adiana is a go-getter.
No doubt.
Right? So much energy. Like we said, she helped us out as one of our directors for the past 2 years on the Hillcrest broadcast. This year she's helping out. She hasn't been up here with us this year for our broadcast, but she helps out with the editing.
Good. She does a great job with that stuff.
For the Hillcrest Football Review, so she has been helping us out in that way. But also, Adiana has been an active member of Pat's TV. She is one of our anchors. She was a co-anchor with Avery Hale last year. And she's an anchor this year with our very own Kylie Robinson, who's our director.
That's fantastic.
So I know Adiana very well. She's been very active, very energetic, always, positive.
Yeah, and involved in a lot of things with our fantastic school, though. So, speaking of another fantastic kid, Kylie over there. Kylie, she interviewed to me today, and probably you as well, as a little bit about our broadcast. And, without the student helpers that we have, the Adiana Wiggins, and the Kylies of the world, and the Ariels of the world, and Brent, this is even more chaotic than it already is. So, oftentimes I don't think I personally thank them enough, but we certainly appreciate all the hard work that you may see them a little on Friday night, but, informing us about everything Adiana does the rest of the week. It's not just during the broadcast that things are getting done for the broadcast.
That's for sure. And you know, you talked about these kids being involved in what we do, and really that's why we do it.
Sure.
We do the broadcast for the kids on the field. We also do Pat's TV for the students to learn about the business. We do this broadcast for us to have student helpers and to learn about what's going on in this field. And they learn so much. It's so hands-on. And they do a great job, and we appreciate all of them. Okay, now if we could get Brad back here, we could continue on.
Yeah, and I think Brad had to run downstairs for a minute right now, but he'll be back up here momentarily, though. So,
all right, we'll just go ahead with our college picks, and we'll get him to throw his
sounds
in.
good. I think we're going to have an extra 3 minutes after this, maybe not. So,
okay, where did we leave off?
I think we went through the first three games,
right?
Brent. So we're on whichever one you have fourth down there. Okay,
2 more left. Right. We have number 10 LSU traveling to take on the number 17 Vanderbilt Commodores in Nashville.
Brent, start out while I try to grab my pen.
Gotcha. Nashville and Vandy is a 2.5-point favorite at home. And when did you ever think you would hear that in your lifetime, that Vandy is a 2.5-point favorite over LSU?
You know, Brent, if you had told me that even 3 or 4 years ago, I would have suggested maybe it's a little time for you to retire. You know, I'd be like, all right, Brent, time to go out the pasture. But, you know, we beat a very good Vandy team 2 weeks ago. I was in Bryant-Denny for that one. You know, I want to pick LSU because that's going to seem like the smart pick right now. But I don't think I can go against Vandy at home. You know, we see LSU has struggled this year. So I think I am going to take the Commodores in Nashville to, I guess it's not an upset, but to beat LSU.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with you on that, although it just does not seem possible and right to pick LSU to lose to Vanderbilt. But Vandy looked tough against Bama, and Diego is he's a fighter. And I'm going to go with Vandy as well.
That's okay. Brad was able to rejoin us. Like we said, he had a couple things he had to do down there. But Vandy is a 2.5-point favorite, Brad. We've probably got time for your pick before we go back on the field.
In this one, for some reason, man, I just think Vandy is pretty stinking good. I'm taking the Doors.
Same thing. Echoed what Brad and I just said. We both took the Commodores as well.
Okay, all right.
All right, so we got one more to do after this kickoff. And this is the kickoff of the second half, the most important game going on the field right now, ready to start the third quarter. Tiger Rock kickoff coming from the foot of Elijah Miller, and here we go. A squib kick down the middle. It goes over the head of the receiver, back to the 1-yard line. He's in the end zone, and he is tackled.
Let's go.
Pounded at about the 9-yard line. So a nice little break there. Good kick by Elijah to get it to bounce over the receiver's head.
Hey, also, you know, I'm going to pretend like I'm Brian Kelly for a second. Don't ask me why my offense can't score points. Oh, Coach, why did you Don't ask me any questions about the game.
Right. Let's go ahead and let's get that last game in there if you can pull it up. Back to the picks again. Well, actually, just stay here, Kylie, because we got the players on the field.
There was no logo.
Go back to the field. Oh, is it not?
I didn't see a logo. I just don't know who
USC.
Notre Dame's play.
It's USC.
USC, okay.
Yeah. All right, here's the snap to McKay. McKay slings this one down the sideline, and it is intercepted by the Pats at the 28-yard line.
Yes.
And that's DJ Jones with pick number 2 on the night.
I smell he's a defensive player of the day candidate.
He's definitely in the running.
Look, I do like the play of Zay Hall so far today, but 2 picks is tough to battle.
Man, that was the receiver never turned his head, Brad. I mean, DJ was sitting here waiting on it, and then the ball. Honestly, who put pressure on the quarterback? I think he had to release the ball early.
I didn't see.
If we see if
I'll
there's a
tell you,
reason.
he just kind of stepped back and threw it. I didn't see a ton of pressure. See, play action, not really any
just let
pressure.
it go early.
I think it was a miscommunication there between him and the receiver.
I think it's either he threw the ball the wrong route or the receiver ran the wrong route. We'll take it no matter what the reason.
All right, either way, the turnover battle is now even, Brad.
Yep.
Hillcrest with a big one, taking over at the 28-yard line and a handoff up the middle as Jacoby hits the middle of the line and bounces outside. Actually, that's DeJuan Johnson who bounces to the outside and is fortunate to pick up about 4 yards after he was stonewalled right at the line of scrimmage.
And I'm not sure who made that tackle, but it looked like 55 to me, but I don't have anybody on the roster. It may have been 56, Jaden Millage, but he did a fantastic job not giving up on the play because after DeJuan broke it outside, there was a lot of green turf if Jaden Millage had not pulled him down.
All right, here's Jordan under center. Omari Taylor is behind him in the backfield. Man comes in motion. Here's a handoff around right side to Caden Smith. Caden fighting for yards. He'll move it down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Only a pickup of about a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Pats.
Yeah, we're in Elijah field goal range at the very worst right now, but at the same time, we would love to be able to pick up this yardage here. Like you said,
doubt, Brian.
Yeah, both of them. That's a hard run by Caden Smith right there.
All right, here we go. Chamblee in the gun. The option play. Chamblee runs it way out to the outside, finally cuts it down the field, and he has enough for the Stephen Pikes All-State first down to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 Pats.
That's about the 3rd or 4th time tonight that Hillcrest has run to the field, and they've just kind of dragged Prattville out, dragged them out, and able to get around the edge. Prattville was trying to set the edge on defense, just not able to do so, and they have been successful in setting the edge tonight on a couple of occasions, but not so there.
Jordan under center this time. He takes it, a quick pass to the left side, completed to Caden Smith. He makes a nice move on the sideline, skirts his way down inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line as they continue to move in the Centel Home Design red zone.
De facto run play, right? Just throw it out to arguably your best player, had a couple steps, made a couple more miss, picks up a 2nd and 3.
And it's also a really good play on first down, Brian. You're picking up 7 yards on first down. We've talked about it all night. 4 yards or more on first down, and you're in business.
I love this matchup on the near side of the field.
Yeah, Caden's got one-on-one coverage out here to the wide side on the right.
It's also short yardage.
Yeah, Jordan under center. He takes the snap. He hands it off over left guard and down inside the 5, and I believe that's enough for the first down after the carry there by DeJuan Johnson.
Nicely done there. I also like, look, you do have to pay attention to Caden Smith in this single coverage set. And there's no safety help over here. And I love the matchup against what looks like an undersized defender from Prattville. Eric Townsend does not look to have the size that Caden Smith does. And Caden is begging for the ball over here from Jordan.
But it's 1st and goal from the 5. The snap, the toss to DeJuan Johnson. DeJuan cuts it upfield, and he's down to the 1-yard line. He'll be stopped just short of the goal line. 2nd and goal from the Pats.
Yeah, and I know there's single coverage over here, but even Caden's starting to beg for the ball. Part of me thinks that may be part of the game plan, because the Prattville kids, although they're not really paying attention to him, they've got to look over there and at least put some thought in their head. They're going to our SEC commit wide receiver.
Well, also, you got to figure, if you're Jamie Mitchell, 10 versus 10, you'll take it.
2nd and goal from the 10 with Jordan under center. Omari Taylor at fullback. DeJuan Johnson at halfback.
He's in.
The quarterback sneak, and he is in. Yes, in. Yes.
Put him up.
In.
Oh,
they call him short.
No way. He
of
was
the touchdown.
definitely in.
Let's take a look at this extra point and see. Extra point, the instant replay.
There's no way he wasn't
definitely
in.
looks in. Wow.
Goodness.
He got pushed back, but he was definitely in. Either way, the officials say he was not, and it's 3rd down and goal. And the ball is almost touching the goal line.
Well, here's
looking
2
at
plays
it
for
through
a
the
touchdown right here, in my opinion.
Dang it.
No, except Hillcrest jumps and will back it up 5 yards. Wow.
Well, that's what hurts when we don't get what looked to us to be an obvious touchdown for Hillcrest right there. But at the same time, you know, we've got to be able to hold our water there. 3rd and inches.
Now
brings it to 3rd and goal from the 5. Golly.
Okay, so now maybe is the time that you look for this one-on-one matchup over here with Caden on the right side. Why not just a little slant right here from Caden?
Yeah, the play clock under 10 seconds.
Pat's got to get up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to call a timeout, guys. They're not going to make it.
Yeah, they are.
So Hillcrest is forced to call a timeout. So with 8:08 remaining in the 3rd quarter, Hillcrest with 3rd and goal from the 5. It's 10-10. Back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
What initially drew you to become a member of Alabama Credit Union, and how has your experience evolved since then?
Yeah, so I came for college, and my dad and I came down, and Alabama Credit Union was convenient to campus. Being young, first time opening a bank account and looking for some relationship. And so that's where I started. And then over the years, I have gotten married, had a family, and so it's just been with me every step of the way and in relationship with me.
Sam, what initiative?
All right, we are back. 8:08 remain in the third quarter. 10-10 is your score. Hillcrest looked to have a touchdown on 2nd and goal from the 1, but the officials say no. Jordan Chambly was not in the end zone. And then on 3rd and 1, the Pats jump off sides, making it 3rd and 5 now. 3rd and goal from the 5.
And now double coverage.
Now I was about to say, no longer one-on-one coverage over there for number 3.
But now you've got 10 versus 9.
In the box, you're right.
No, is he going to go or is he going to stay?
Jordan under center. The toss sweep to DeJuan Johnson. DeJuan cuts it upfield. It is in the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
Come on, baby.
Come on. Let's see if we're going to land a couple of high fives here. There we go.
That's huge. You take a linebacker out, and I realize he's on the side of the field that the ball doesn't go to, but anytime you can change your numbers game and you can say R10 against your 9, I'm taking those odds all day.
There you go. Caden acted as a decoy that time, and a successful decoy.
That's big. And that penalty, it worked to our advantage because we're able to use another minute 90 seconds off the clock right there.
Elijah Miller comes on for the extra point attempt thanks to Dr. Brandy Patterson. The snap, the placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 17-10 Patriots. And you're talking about numbers right there with 10 against their 9, right? Because of Caden being the decoy. But I want to talk about a different kind of number, and it's the number 5 jersey for the Patriots. Number 5, Jacoby Harris, was not in the game at all during that offensive series.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't see him on the sideline right now. You know, a couple of our tents down there are obscuring my view of some of the players, but that's a good point. You know, he carried the ball a lot in the first half with you know, varying success, but be interested to see if he gets back in the game when we get the ball back, or if there might be something, or maybe he tweaks something.
Well, the good news is, too, you have a pretty capable backup.
Oh, yeah. He did a great job on that drive.
He looked. The funny thing is, you've seen Jacoby run the ball, and he's so talented, but how big did DeJuan Johnson look? Now, obviously, Jacoby is fantastic, but DeJuan looked like the bigger back, much more of a bruiser in that drive.
DeJuan's definitely the north and south, bring it on, I'll challenge you type back. Here's a high kickoff, fielded at the 7, up the seam and brought down. Nice tackle at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that was Mason Swindle on the tackle, and that was well done. He kind of shot the gap, and I'm telling you, if Mason doesn't make the tackle there,
he's got some space.
Well, and I don't know if he scores a touchdown, but he certainly has a lot more room to work with. But Mason tackled him nonetheless. Well done by the kick coverage team.
17-10 Pats, 7:58 remaining. Prattville with the ball on their own 23-yard line to start this possession. Will McKay takes it, hands it off to his running back, Tristan Blackman. He moves it forward about 3 yards to the 27, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Brent, as soon as he touched that ball, he had to make 2 moves just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Then he's able to find a slight crease and pick up 3 yards there. But good penetration initially by the Hillcrest defensive line.
Has the Prattville offense been able to establish any sort of rhythm or at all?
No, not at all. Here's a pass over to the sidelines. Great catch there on the sidelines.
Kid's a player. Number 8 for them
Deshaun
again.
Hall, yeah.
That kid, and he's only a junior, Brent, so I've not looked at, I don't know of his offer sheet or anything like that, but he's a big, tall young man. I would think that he is on the radar of several colleges.
And look at this matchup he's got here on the left side. Here's the snap and the handoff to Blackman in the backfield. He struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. He gets about a half yard to the 36, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, look, and as I mentioned, the Prattville offense having no rhythm, you know, they made a good play on the outside there to Hall. course, not much there on that first down play.
Look right here at this matchup here on the left side.
You're saying Norfleet's a little undersized?
Norfleet's is a little undersized, yeah. And they're going to look for that matchup now. He'll sling it over here to the corner, and he's got him. Bounces off of Norfleet, but steps out of bounds. But gosh, guys, he's got to have Norfleet by close to a foot.
Yeah, Norfleet is shorter than me, and I'm definitely shorter than that guy, but only by an inch.
Yeah.
It's a 1st and 10 after the completion. DJ Jones now on the receiver Hall. He's back to pass. Completion over to the right side. Running down the sideline into Patriot territory down to the 26-yard line.
What are they doing?
Big pickup for Prattville. As we watch here on the replay.
He's bear hugging.
Sumoed him.
Golly. I get it. If you're in the interior of the line and you've got your hands outside, fine, I guess.
Here's a handoff to Blackman up the gut. He moves it inside the 20 down to the 18 in the Centel Home Design red zone. Pickup of 8 yards on first down.
And they're
It'll be
going
second
quickly.
Down and 2. Snap. Quick swing pass out here to the right side is complete. Tackle made out of bounds at about the 11, but that's about enough for the first down after the completion to J.J. Williams.
Very capable place kicker for Prattville, well within his range right now. You know, Hillcrest a lot this year, and it's been one of our keys to game is bend, don't break. It's one of those instances right there where you get Coach Patterson's defense to do your best to hold them 3 points.
There was a flag on the play, guys.
Where did,
okay.
It was on the near side here, and I think it's going to be an unsportsmanlike against Prattville. Now, that's just my initial guess. But there was a trash talking on the near side.
Okay, that's but that wasn't 15 yards, was it?
I think
that
was
15
yards.
Okay.
I think they called a hold, didn't they?
No, I think it's going to be, well, it's a 15-yard. I think it's because the ball was marked at about 13. Oh, they did call a hold.
Holding, okay. Well, either way, that's a nice way to bend but not break.
Correct.
I saw a couple of animated folks down there.
I'm certainly animated, as we all were, about the lack of holding calls. So in front of our bench, it was one of the ones where they had to call it.
2nd and 11 now. New line of scrimmage is the 29-yard line. McKay calls for it, takes it, hands it off to Blackman. Blackman is tackled after a short gain. Nice job coming up to make the tackle again, Zay Hall. And they're going to mark him. Actually, no gain on the play. Well, maybe a half yard.
Big play, boys.
Third down and 10. So this is, as you said, a very big play for Prattville now.
And I also think Prattville's probably in field goal range.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It'll be nice to keep them out of the end zone and force them to make that field goal attempt. Will McKay calls for it. He takes it. He rolls to his right.
He's got him.
He's being pressured, and he misses.
Flag. I think, or an illegal man downfield, Brad. One of the two.
I don't know. That's not his responsibility to call generally, though. He is calling the illegal man downfield, and maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about.
But I think it was 58, if that's who it is, if it is in fact that.
It's going to be a legal lineman downfield because the umpire touched the top of his hat.
Do you take it and move them out of field goal range potentially and give them another shot at third down, or no?
No way. I'd make them kick it from there.
Yeah.
It's declined. You're right. So it is going to be, if they kick the field goal, it's going to be about a 42?
45-yarder, yep.
And now look, this kid is plenty capable of making one, but Prattville is basically saying, nope, forget that. We're just going to throw it up to 8. So if I'm Hillcrest, I'm looking out for number 8 right here.
Or they may use 8 as a decoy, as Hillcrest did with 3 on the other side.
Good call. That could be, Brent.
All right, huge play here on 4th and 10. McKay takes it, drops back, looks downfield, across the middle. Oh, and a flag comes in. Oh, my goodness, a late flag after the ball had already hit the ground.
I would guess
Let's check
that
this
the
out on this
officiating
replay.
crew on the near side has been taking a beating. Wow. And that'll be, is that a 15-yard penalty? or is that a 10-yard penalty in high school?
Is it half the distance?
No, it's not going to be half the distance at this point, unless it's 15. But even regardless, if it's 10, it's right on the mark.
We just watched it. You can see the replay again.
And who is that? He never turned his head around.
That's not a flag.
Well,
that's Katori Hayward. Yeah.
Couldn't tell.
Never turned around. I think that was the problem.
No.
He got in the way and made a little contact. If he had just turned his head, I think he would have been okay. Either way, it's first down and 10. Here's a handoff over the left side, inside the 5 and down to the 1-yard line. Goes the running back, Tristan Blackman. And that's enough for a first down. It'll be first and goal for the Lions. We got a barn burner here tonight, guys.
We expected that, Brent.
So first and goal now for the Lions. McKay takes it, hands it off to Blackman, and Blackman is hit at the line of scrimmage. He's stopped there short. Second down and goal from the 1.
And credit to Zay Hall right there, who was able to basically come in untouched and force the running back to kind of break down in his stance. Prattville still going fast, Brent.
Yep, McKay and the offense up to the line of scrimmage. The handoff, the hit in the backfield, and is he in? Is he in? Let's see.
They still no
call from the officials, no signal,
no,
and they mark him short. So it's going to be third down and goal now from the 1.
Now, if they don't get it on this end, they're not going to get it on this. So Prattville bringing in some big fellas in a real jumbo package as their 2 gigantic defensive tackles. Hillcrest counters with some speed.
We got one more. We got too many on the field.
All right, third and goal. As Hillcrest is forced
took the timeout
to call the
I know we did,
timeout.
but like which person actually said? Was it Coach Mitchell?
Coach Mitchell,
okay.
All right, 4:22 remaining in this third quarter, 17-10, but Prattville threatening back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard in the shadow of Bryant-Denny. They're open 7 days a week or shop online anytime at bamastuff.com.
Back at Roy Johnson Stadium, your score, Hillcrest 17 and Prattville 10, but Prattville threatening third and goal from inside the 1-yard line of Hillcrest. The ball almost touching the goal line. Will McKay not in the game. This is going to be a direct snap to Tristan Blackman, the running back in the Wildcat formation. Is there a flag?
Yes, it's on the far side of the field. It's going to be encroachment. But which side went across the line of scrimmage? It's not going to matter much unless it's Prattville.
It's offense. It's offsides against Hillcrest.
You're right,
so
Brad. Why
that'll
not
move the ball about a centimeter.
Right, exactly.
They're not going to be able to give them the score, and so it's going to be a matter of inches will be the penalty.
Tristan Blackman, the run back in the Wildcat formation, will take the snap. He looks over the right side, and he bounces off a tackle, rolls into the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the Lions, cutting it to 17-16 with 4:18 remaining in the third.
Whew. And what has happened to our clock?
It's right. It's right over there.
I know it.
It'll
but
correct now.
I know it. It's just annoying.
Dr. Brandy Patterson, extra point attempt coming from Hayden Fan, the kicker for the Lions. Officials blow the whistles. And guys, after that timeout, I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's see. Okay, was that Prattville?
Unless there's an equipment issue. Maybe that young man's helmet came out on the last play and I missed it.
Oh, okay.
There's two players coming on.
Yeah.
And 2 coming on.
How did they get this? What? They had 2 guys' helmets come off, I guess?
I don't know what else it could be.
And with this confusion, here's an opportunity to block an extra point.
Maybe so.
Oh,
and
Here's whistles again and a flag.
It's on us.
No, I mean, goodness gracious.
Offsides against Hillcrest. Wow.
We'll see if that half the distance encourages Coach Carr to go for 2 in the lead.
He is not making a whole lot of moves here to do anything.
Now move the ball a few inches again.
And they're going to kick it from there. That seems like, but now they lost the opportunity. It looked like the official asked him, do you want to take it on the kickoff? Why would, I mean, if that's an option, why would you take the 1 yard for a PAT?
Really. The snap, the placement, the kick is almost blocked. So close. Coming from the edge is DJ Jones, just missed it. 17-17, 4:18 remaining in the third.
Well,
what a battle, boys.
There we go. I know. You know, we got 16 minutes, 18 seconds left in this game, 0-0. Coach Mitchell giving one of the officials an earful, as is the whole Hillcrest staff. I think it probably went back to that OPI that really nobody on our sidelines nor in the booth agrees with.
Okay, guys, back deep for the Patriots. Jalen Cook, Austin Cherry, and Caden Smith. Still no sign of Jacoby Harris. Have you found him on the sidelines
I
yet?
haven't.
I saw him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was he?
He's
okay?
not in uniform.
He's not in uniform. Wow. That's huge.
Yeah.
But DeJuan Johnson, as we saw on that last drive, very capable, doing a great job running the ball in Jacoby's place. Tiger Rock kickoff. And away we go. High, deep, in the end zone, at the end line. Pats will start at the 20.
Well, certainly an interesting scenario. We've played, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 minutes, a little more than that, and nothing has been determined other than the turnover battle is even, and so is the score. So, what a battle tonight.
I think the referees' calls have not been even.
Well, regardless, it is 17 apiece.
It is what it is.
And now at this point, will Hillcrest continue to try that offensive mindset from the first half?
Chambly in shotgun, takes the snap. He will keep it. Makes a nice cut upfield to about the 24-yard line. Nice pickup of 4, 2nd and 6.
And you notice there, they are constantly trying to strip the ball. Even as we see Jordan going to the ground there, he gave one away in the first half. And Prattville, this has pretty much been any player we had trying to strip that ball. They've been successful twice.
2nd and 6 from the 24. Jordan under center. Takes it, hands it off to Omari Taylor, who is stonewalled at the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard. 3rd down and 5 from the 25. .322 and counting remaining in this third. The Pats slow in getting this call from the sidelines. 15 seconds remaining on the play clock. Plenty of time, though, as they make their way up to the line of scrimmage. Jordan in shotgun. Jordan takes the snap, rolls to his left, looks downfield, slings this one incomplete. Intended for Caden Smith on the sidelines at about the 34. I kind of felt like Jordan could have run for that one.
I was thinking the same thing. It'd have been close, but he really had nobody to throw the ball to there. Tried to squeeze it into a very tight window, but I agree with both of you. I would have liked to see him try to pick it up with his legs.
Well, and especially as athletic as he is.
Yeah, he had some space.
I will say they did have a few Prattville defenders there in the way of the first down. So maybe Jordan probably may have made the
but it was an
decision.
open field, and he's really good at evading tacklers in the open field.
Maybe so, but there were 2 Prattville defenders between him and the sticks.
All right, so Gunner, the punter, on again for the Pats, and this one is shanked to the right side. Takes a little bit of a Hillcrest bounce.
Okay, that's fine.
And goes out of bounds at about the 48 of Prattville. So Prattville in good shape right now after the 3 and out against the Hillcrest offense.
Yeah, you know, the offense had a lot of success last possession for Prattville, really the last sustained drive for them. So we'll see if that is just something that Coach Patterson's defense can correct, or if maybe the Prattville coaches saw something at halftime. It's going to give them an advantage in this last 1 quarter and 1 minute.
Another observation here, we saw DeJuan Johnson come in for Jacoby Harris on that previous drive. DeJuan was not involved in that last drive. Here's a handoff over right guard. Good job by the Hillcrest defense coming up to stop the running back Tristan Blackman for a very short gain. Maybe not a gain at all, 2nd and 10.
Nicely done by Zay Hall again. You know, that defense is doing pretty well, but what Prattville has been able to do is take advantage of the big number 8. So it's only a matter of time. But I will say DJ Jones is a better matchup for us. Kylan Northfleet, certainly a tough defender. It's just that height advantage for him is tough to overcome.
Right. Here's a handoff to Blackman again, looking for some room around right end. He cuts it upfield, breaks a couple of tackles, moves it to about the 46-yard line of Hillcrest. Pickup of 6, and it'll be 4th down and 4. 3rd down and 4, sorry.
Yeah. Huge play, and I would like to see what kind of matchup. Now on the near side, you've got number 8. They've moved Deshaun Hall to the near side. He's up against Kylan Northfleet.
I would almost guarantee that's where they're going to go with this one.
On us.
Except they lure Hillcrest into jumping off sides and get the 1st down the automatic way. I think it'll be very close. Okay, that was enough for the 1st down.
Right on it. Thompson just took the lead over Hoover, 23-20. Quick RSV scoreboard update. Vestavia leads County 35-17. So County trying to hang in there against the Rebels.
1st and 10 for the Lions here from the Hillcrest 41. The handoff to Blackman, and Blackman is met in the backfield. Nice job knifing through by the Pats' big number 98, Amari Lewis.
Nicely done by that Hillcrest defensive front. They've been tough all night. I'm telling you, the Prattville success has come from Deshaun Hall and then a counter to that. Some sort of mix and match with the big, tall wide receiver.
2nd and 10. McKay calling for it, taking it, handing it off. No, faking the handoff to Blackman, completing it out here to the right side, and sliding down out of bounds is Prattville's number 15, the wide receiver Donovan Brown. First time he's touched it tonight, but he's about 3 yards short of the 1st down. 3rd and 3 now from the 34-yard line.
And this is your power run game look from Prattville here.
The snap, the handoff to Blackman. Blackman will have the 1st down as he crosses the 30 down to the 29, a pickup of 4 and enough for a 1st down.
And nicely done by Prattville on that play. You know, 3rd and short, and they've kind of had Hillcrest number in situations with short yardage, unless somebody's just able to break in and disrupt, cause some havoc, but not so much there by the Hillcrest defense.
Under a minute now remaining in the 3rd, down to 46 seconds. Prattville with the ball 1st and 10 at the Hillcrest 30-yard line. The snap to McKay, the handoff to Blackman up the middle. He's got some space as he finds a seam and moves it down inside the Centel Home Design red zone to the 15-yard line of the Pats.
And as much as we focused on number 8 this half, Deshaun Hall, you know, we've seen a lot. This Prattville run game has taken over the 2nd half.
McKay swings it out to the left side, complete inside the 10, down to the 5. Goes the receiver Donovan Brown once again, and that should be enough for a 1st and goal for the Lions. They'll mark him out at the 4. 20 seconds and counting. The snap, the handoff to Blackman. Blackman's hitting the backfield, bounces off a tackle, wiggles his way forward down to about the 1-yard line, and that will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. At the end of 3, your score, Hillcrest 17, Prattville 17, but Prattville with the ball, 2nd and goal.
We're not doing it like that.
We're going to do the...
well, we got to get minutes down
we have
right
an
now.
Injury on the field. While we have this chance, can we go back to our college picks We got to finish this out, guys. We got one more pick to do.
We'll wait till it gets taken off the field. You guys think so?
Yeah, I think so. So let's go back to it. We've got USC. Sorry I didn't put the logo there. Number 20 USC, an 8.5-point underdog at Notre Dame.
Once you start, Brent.
All right, Kevin, you ready? Okay, let's do it. Here we go.
We'll get to that after we jump around.
All right, let's do it.
Take it back to the field, please, Kylie.
I waited. I'm going 11:30. Okay.
There. Yep. That's it.
All right, we're ready to start this fourth quarter of action. We're going into it tied 17-17. However, the Prattville Lions are threatening at 2nd and goal from the Hillcrest 1-yard line. Hillcrest defense needs to stand up right here. It would be nice to hold them out and at least force a field goal attempt or maybe get a turnover.
Brent, we picking this last game real quick?
Oh, yeah, let's do that. What we got? We got USC
plus
at
8.5.
Notre Dame plus 8.5. Let's just pick it quickly.
Where's the
I
game?
will go with USC. It's at Notre Dame.
I'll take Notre Dame.
I'll take Notre Dame.
All right, so I got USC. The two of you got Notre Dame. All right. All right, here we go. 2nd and goal from the 1. McKay takes it, hands it off to his running back, and he is in the end zone for the score. Tristan Blackman from 1 out gives Prattville the lead, 23-17, 11:54 remaining in this one.
Well, great job by Prattville. You know, Hillcrest 17-10 came out, had a big stop and then a big touchdown, and Prattville able to drive down and answer, stop the Patriots, and then go down and score 7 or 6 more, attempting to make it 7 with the PAT.
All right, here we go with the extra point attempt brought to you by Dr. Brandy Patterson. The kick is up, the kick is through. 24-17, 11:55 remaining in the game. Hey guys, with Jacoby Harris out, I hope that DeJuan Johnson is okay, but he has been fighting a nagging ankle injury all year long. The coaches have been talking about how great he is, and we've seen flashes, but we haven't seen him on the field that much because that injury is so nagging. I hope that he has not re-aggravated that on that drive that he was in there the whole time and scored the touchdown, because we're going to need him right now.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly the two playmakers without DeJuan right now. I think it's going to be a lot of number 2 and a lot of number 3. You know, put the ball in Jordan's hands, whether it be with him running or with his legs or trying to find number 3. Prattville's not stupid, so they're going to do that as well. So honestly, besides those 2, we might need somebody else to step up, make a play for Hillcrest. 7 down.
Here comes the kickoff. This one, no, in the end zone about halfway through. So the Pats will start once again on the 20.
Well, here we go. It's a big drive right here. Probably the biggest drive of the season so far to date. So we'll see.
And some of the mistakes that were made by Hillcrest earlier in the half, Brian, defensively, led to now Hillcrest only having 1 Tidwell paint body timeout remaining, which could potentially loom large.
Yeah, for sure. And Prattville with all 3 remaining. 2 wides to the left here to the short side of the field. 1 to the right for the Pats. Here comes the snap. It's low, but Jordan is able to field it. He throws this one across the middle. There comes a flag as the attempt was made there to complete the pass to Jalen Cook at about the 37-yard line.
He's killing. He's all over. He said, why didn't you 2 call it? It's your job to call it. The line judge should not be calling that. Jamie's hot. And that's not when he picked up the flag. I want to make sure we get a spot correctly. course, it's just from the previous spot.
Yeah,
But
Brett,
still.
the fact that flag had to come from whom it did
From
and
the
the
line
spot
judge?
he was,
Yeah.
when we had two officials right in position, that's what Coach Mitchell is so frustrated by.
Somebody's name we haven't called out tonight, Jalen Cook, there in the slot.
Yeah.
Like to see him. He makes some of those
Well, that
tough
was him
catches.
on that last play.
Yeah.
Jordan's going to keep this one. Just dives forward over left guard. Short gain of about 2 to the 37, and it will be 2nd down and 8.
Plenty of time still, 11 and a half to play in the quarter. Hillcrest
in the game.
Oh, excuse me, in the game, yeah.
But also the quarter. All right, shotgun. Jordan, pitches it out. Wow, what a pitch. That's actually a pass there forward to Amari Taylor as he kind of threaded it through 2 defenders. And it's still only a short game, but what a great job of avoiding a loss there by Jordan.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive by Jordan. A little Brett Favre-esque kind of. Being flexible.
All right, so that brings up a 3rd down and 7, though, now. Still in Hillcrest territory at the 38-yard line. Jordan takes this one, drops back, looks downfield, steps up, and Jordan's going to try to run for this one, and he has it. Crossing the 45 to the 46. He picked up 8. He needed 7. That's a Stephen Pikes All-State first down for the Pats.
Yeah, it goes without saying. A huge play right there. Jordan honestly evaded the rush, stepped up in the pocket, able to shed an arm tackle there, and then pick up, just enough for the first down.
There's a lot of Prattville players on the field. 2, 4, 6,
They
8,
got enough.
10.
They got it off.
They got 12 still.
They do. Here's the flag. Okay.
Yeah, they've still got 12.
All right, so the officials throw the flag, and that's going to be a
2,
free 5
4,
for the
6,
Pats.
8, 10. Yeah, there's 12 white jerseys right now. Participation.
Yep, officially it's called illegal participation.
Yep. We'll take a 5-yard gain without having run a play on that first down.
You're dang right we will.
So,
that 1st and 5, especially, with Jacoby out there, we see DeJuan coming to the sideline right now.
And that does get us into Prattville territory, guys.
Right.
And we see Amari Taylor in the backfield now.
Into Prattville territory at the 48-yard line. Jordan under center. 1st and 5. Play action. Jordan looks down to the right sideline, and there's Caden Smith, who makes the catch at the 18-yard line. Throw it up, let number 3 get it.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, great play action right there. Good job selling it by both Jordan and, I would assume, Amari there. Caden had a step on him. Thought he may have been grabbed coming out of his break.
Yeah.
But good job turning around. Honestly, didn't show too early the ball was coming. Ball fell right to his hand.
Centel Home Design, red zone for the Pats now as Jordan is under center. Jordan will keep this one.
Nope.
No, I'm sorry, Amari Taylor on the handoff.
Oh, the flag!
He picks up about
Goodness gracious.
2 down to the 15. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
I realize that's kind of one of those borderline plays where they've already established contact, but it just feels like all the borderline plays are not going in the direction that we need.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Brad. It seems like every borderline play is going against us.
Jordan takes it, hands it off to DeJuan Johnson, who looks for some room over left tackle. Just sticks his head down in there into a defender, moves it down to about the 12-yard line. Good little pickup of about 3 or 4, but that brings up 3rd down and 5 now.
I'll be interested to see how many yards he has to get here, if at all, for Jamie to choose to go for it on 4th down versus bringing in Elijah Miller for the 3 points.
Chambly in shotgun. The snap, he rolls to his right, has Caden Smith on the right side. Caden makes the catch and goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Huge play. And Trent Curley with a really good athleticism, showing some athleticism.
Absolutely, stretching the ball
junior
right there.
wide receiver has got some size, and he did a really good job there.
That was Trent?
Yeah, it was Trent. That's Caden
okay.
Smith in the back.
I called it Caden, but it was Trent. You're right.
It's tough to see the difference between a 3 and an 8.
And we mentioned before this drive, somebody else needed to step up, and we just saw it with Trent Curley right there.
All right, that cuts the score to 24-23, pending the Dr. Brandy Patterson extra point attempt by Elijah Miller. Here's another flag on an extra point attempt, and it's going to be offsides.
Look, our guys are like, who cares? Take it on the kickoff. Can we do that?
I don't know.
I mean, do we have that option? Are we going for 2? I think we are. No, they thought about it.
Out on the field.
They did think about it because they were looking at
move the ball?
Taylor.
Did they move the ball at all?
Yeah, they did because it's up about the 1.5.
Okay. Snap, placement, kick is up, kick is good. We have a tie ball game again.
You must not be able to take that on
That's
the
what
kickoff.
I'm thinking. Obviously.
Because they did the same
Coach
thing.
Carr and Coach Mitchell have over 250 wins each, respectively. And I know they know the rules. So, Brad, certainly both of them would not have would chosen that route if you could take it on the kickoff.
Especially if you're going to kick the extra point and not go for 2 after getting the yard and a half.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't know the rules. We don't.
Me. Yeah.
Guys, we got a good one here.
Yeah, we do, boys.
We knew this was going to be. Look, all week, I think we discussed this would be a barn burner. I mean, how many times we actually used that terminology throughout the week to try to talk about the way we were looking forward to the game. I think our score predictions were actually, I actually said I thought Hillcrest would win 24-21.
Yeah, and I think I ended up going 33-27. So, obviously trending a little more in your direction, Brad. I hope you nail the point total exactly, and we win 27-24.
My only prediction I made was that with 8:35 remaining in the game, it would be tied at 24.
Well,
that's pretty impressive.
I'll pay for your plane ticket to Vegas. Let's go.
That is pretty impressive.
All right, the Tiger Rock kickoff coming your way, and wow. Ooh, this is nerve-wracking, guys.
By the way, Hoover has retaken the lead, 27-23 Bucks.
Some incredible games in Class 7A Region 3 tonight. Here's the high kick that will be fielded at about the 4-yard line. He cuts it up the middle, is able to get a little bit back, but he's going to be tackled at the 16, so a nice job of coverage there by the Pats coverage team.
The turnover battle is even.
2-2. I got it at 2-2.
Okay.
But they got a scoop and score on theirs.
But
so that kind of tips it in their favor.
It does, but the turnover, we have been able to score points. So I just, obviously in this situation, I just feel like Hillcrest is kind of on the cusp. We've been pretty close. I'm expecting a turnover. There's one turnover left in the game, guys.
I hope you're right. I hope it happens right here.
And I hope it's against them.
Will McKay, play action, swings it out here to the right side, and spinning for more yardage down to the 40-yard line.
It's not very good.
After the reception. Number 4, who's been very active tonight, too, the wide receiver, J.J. Williams.
Yeah, good job also by number 8, Deshaun Hall, picking up a block out there, allowing the wide receiver to pick up another 4 or 5 yards.
They have some really good pieces, by the way, guys.
Will McKay calls for it, hands it off to Blackman. Blackman finds some room over left guard, breaks the tackle. He's in Hillcrest territory all the way down to the Hillcrest 30-yard line. So two huge chunk plays in a row for the Lions, and the Pats defense needs to step it up here. The Lions quickly up to the line of scrimmage once again. McKay takes it on the low snap, swings it out there to Williams on the right side.
They got it.
Down the sideline and into the end zone. However, there is a flag at the 35-yard line, and this one will be coming back.
Well, we're certainly owed a couple of those because I thought they missed a couple holds throughout the game. They've got 2 on Prattville in consecutive drives, and if you go back and watch the replay here, I think it's a pretty obvious hold right here. That's right, number 15 there. You can just see him wrap him up and grab him with both hands.
He threw him to the ground.
Yep.
That's been legal for part of the game.
All right, so that brings it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It happened at the 25. New line of scrimmage will be the 35. 1st and 15 for the Lions. McKay in the pistol. Tristan Blackman behind him will take the handoff, and he'll be met for a very short gain of about 1 to the 34, 2nd and 14.
That's a really big play in my opinion, guys. Keeping them at basically at the same set of sticks as that 1st and 15, really important.
.737 and counting remaining in this game. Pistol formation once again. Will McKay takes it, and it's a little beautiful defensive play as they tried the little shovel pass sweep. And who was that coming in to make that tackle?
You know, Brendan, I think number 28 maybe.
That was Marvin Johnson.
Yeah,
let's see, watch the replay right there.
We see it there, a little underhanded pitch right there. Marvin did not bite. The whole play went to the field side. The pitch to the boundary. Marvin was not fake. Good for Marvin. If we see right here, Marvin Johnson, the reigning defensive player of the week. Great job in a big situation, brings up 3rd and 18.
3rd and 18 from the 38. McKay takes the low snap. He's being pressured, rolling to his right, slings it down the field, and this one is, just through the hands of Zay Hall, who jumped in front of it at the 30-yard line, but could not haul it in.
Great job by number 94, Jeremiah Beverly right there, applying the pressure, causing that errant throw. I know Zay had that one back. He'd love to. Does bring up 4th and extremely long. Punt team out. Hillcrest still not quite sure who's deep with Jacoby. Right now we have nobody to deep. Now we got Jalen Cook, Caden Smith going deep.
It's kind of a Chinese fire drill here, huh? All right, here's the kick.
Move, whatever the call is.
And it is fielded with a fair catch at the 19-yard line. So the Pats will take over their 1st and 10. You know, after those 2 huge chunk plays by the Prattville offense, the Hillcrest defense finally came up big, almost picked the ball off, but forced the punt. And now they're back in business with the ball at their own 19-yard line, resetting for you. 6:24 remaining. 24-24 is your score, but the Pats with another opportunity. In case you've joined us late, Jacoby Harris, the star running back, had a great first half, but he has been on the sidelines for this entire second half, and the Pats offense has been forced to play without him, as they will continue to do now. Jordan Chambly in shotgun. Takes the snap. Quick pass over here on the left side to Caden Smith. Down the sidelines, 40, 45, 45, and down to the 42-yard line. Caden Smith with a huge reception from Jordan Chambly. The first down for the Pats in Prattville territory. Pats up to the line of scrimmage quickly. 1st and 10 from the Lions' 43-yard line. Jordan Chambly comes up to the line of scrimmage under center.
That's on them.
That's on them. That's offsides.
Movement, so let's see.
I think that's on them.
We may have moved,
Much as I'm
let's see.
All right,
speaking
that's
with my heart, not my head there.
Yeah, you're right.
So back it up 5. It'll be 1st down and 15 for the Pats. New line of scrimmage, the 48.
Well, we got half a quarter, boys.
Jordan looks to the sideline for the play call. Shares it with his teammates. Puts his hands under center. Takes the snap, a handoff to DeJuan Johnson, who breaks through the line. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, and down to the 16-yard line. Huge pickup for DeJuan Johnson. Stephen Fikes All-State first down into the Centel Home Design red zone.
Brett, he broke an initial tackle right there. Somebody had a chance, arm tackle about a yard into past the line of scrimmage. DeJuan ran right through it, picked up 25 yards. Huge play.
That's what you call north and south running
and
right
you
there.
called that earlier in the game, earlier in the broadcast, Brent.
6:06 remaining now. The Pats in business. 1st and 10 at the 18 of the Prattville Lions. This game tied 24-24. Jordan under center. Takes it, hands it off to Amari Taylor, who has a nice game. Inside the 15 down to the 14. We'll give him 4 on that one, making it 2nd down and 6.
I realize, obviously, Jacoby not being in uniform this second half hurts us a lot. But we do see some fresh running backs because Jacoby had the ball the lion's share of the first half. So you see it there with Amari hitting the hole quickly. What now?
Or the Patriots share.
The Patriots. Oh, what about the lion's share? The Patriots share.
All right, so the Patriots kind of using some clock now as the play clock goes down under 10. Only one timeout remaining for the Pats, so they don't need to risk this at all, down to 5-4. But Jordan under center, he'll get it off in time. Quick pass over here to the left side is incomplete as it is at the feet of his intended receiver, Caden Smith. And it will be 3rd down and about 6 from the 14. Clock stops at 5:17 after the incompletion.
That's a good thing for Prattville that the clock stopped for sure. Certainly in field goal range here, guys, but we'd love to come away with more than 3.
For sure. Jordan scans the field. Man comes in motion.
Gotta go.
3, 2.
That's our last timeout.
We used it.
Oh,
that's
my
okay.
goodness.
That's okay.
All right.
That's
so,
not the first down is more important than the timeout.
True,
if you can
but
keep this going.
Gosh, let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt us here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, quick RSB Design score update. Thompson losing to Hoover 27-23. That with 21 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Thompson punting from very deep in their own end.
Wow, you know, this region makes no sense. How can we beat Hoover at their place and then lose to Thompson here 56-10?
You're right.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
And they always talk about, in college, you're seeing 18 to 20-year-olds you're watching. These are 14 to 18-year-olds. That's
Right.
that's the only explanation I have, Brent.
But it just goes to show you that it wouldn't be unreasonable for Hillcrest to make it to the playoffs, meet Thompson again, and win the game.
Oh, I would love the opportunity, Brent. That's for sure. I would absolutely love the opportunity.
But your average person just looking at those scores would say, oh, there's no way.
There's no way in heck. Yep.
Wow.
Well, here we go. We see the Patriots coming out of the timeout right now. 3rd down and 6 for the Pats.
Line of scrimmage is the 14-yard line. Enormous play here for the Pats. Like you said, Brad, in field goal range, but we need this 1st down. Jordan back to pass. Looking across the middle. And
he got it! He got it! He got it!
Wow.
Come on!
What a catch! Touchdown Patriots, extending the lead to 33-24.
What's the move? It was a double move.
Caden
went to the, I'm going to run a flag route, and then cut back and ran a post.
He hung in the air like he was the American flag.
Wow! What a play. What a throw by Jordan.
My gosh, he's vertical on that.
That shows you why he's an SEC signee.
No doubt. No doubt.
Look at it here again. This is amazing.
My gosh.
Wow. We've seen him make some incredible catches. The Brandy Patterson extra point attempt is up and good. 31.
That's supposed to be 31.
24. Yes, of course, I would like it if we could get 10 points.
That was a 10-point touchdown.
That's not saying anything. Maybe nobody will notice.
Yeah. Right. It's kind of like the 5 downs with Colorado a few years ago, right?
Yep.
Nobody noticed that, right?
Yep.
Wow, the barn is burning, guys. The barn is burning.
The
81-yard drive
the
there,
old,
guys.
Dutch farmhouse with the rats.
Hey guys, while we have a chance here, I've been meaning to share something all night. I want to give a shout out to some friends in Mexico City watching, and also in where were they? In Colorado. I think it's Colorado. It's the Macareno family, Alex Macareno's family.
Good.
They watch us every week, and I hope I got the locations right.
That's pretty cool.
Saw his mom today at the pep rally.
So you're saying we're international?
Yeah.
Okay.
They tell me that they watch every week,
good.
and I was like, that's pretty awesome. I wanted to give them a shout out, and thanks for joining us each week.
That is big. I've got a friend in Northport that's watching.
Oh, you have a friend?
I'm on the broadcast.
Sorry. My older friend is here with me.
Deep kick by Elijah Miller, fielded at the 4, and nice coverage by the Pats as the tackle will be made at about the 17-yard line. So Prattville Lions will have quite a ways to go, 83 yards to be specific to tie this one up, 5:04 remaining. But they do have all 3 of their Tidwell Paint and Body timeouts remaining.
We've exhausted ours. I do think that, well, obviously, hindsight 2020, a fantastic timeout by Coach Mitchell, allowing us to set up that play and allowing Caden to make that incredible catch.
Well, and again, we go back to that use of the timeout. Scoring a touchdown there totally trumps the use of having the timeout in your pocket.
Totally agree. Here's a pass over to the right side. Good coverage.
Tick, tick, tick.
By Miles Madden coming. No, I'm sorry, that's not Miles. That is Camarcus Silvers making the tackle.
Haven't
Pick
called
up
his
about
name
4
a lot tonight.
Second down and 6. More importantly, the clock continues to run. 4:47 and counting. Will McKay, the quarterback, number 10. Number 3, Tristan Blackman, behind him, will take the handoff. He'll move it over right tackle. Nice wall form there by the Hillcrest defense. Only a gain of a couple to about the 25. It'll be 3rd down and about 4, and the clock should continue rolling. And it is 4:20 and counting now. 3rd down and 3. Prattville in no hurry, apparently. McKay takes it, hands it off to Blackman, looking for some room around left end. He's got the 1st down, but he's tackled inbounds at about the 31-yard line. It looks like we have an injury here on the field, which will stop the clock. So with that timeout, we will take a break. Your score, Hillcrest 31, Prattville 24, 3:53 remaining in this one. Back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard, in the shadow of Bryant Denny. They're open 7 days a week, or shop online anytime at bamastuff.com.
Back at Homecoming 2025, Hillcrest Roy Johnson Stadium. Injury timeout. The Prattville player is making his way to the sidelines, and we're about ready to resume this one as Prattville just picked up a 1st down, but they still are at their own 32-yard line. 3:53 remaining in this game. 31-24 Pats. What you got?
A quick score update. Number 3 team in the state, Mary G. Montgomery, trailing Baker 36-28.
Go Baker!
Yeah, there you go. I reacted like it may have been a touchdown or something. I'm just surprised by that result.
Mary G. Montgomery's mascot, Brent?
No idea.
The Vikings.
Okay. Yeah. Here's the snap. The handoff to Blackman again. Blackman will be pulled down by Zay Hall right at the line of scrimmage, making it 2nd down and 10. This is interesting, guys. There's not a whole lot of time left in this game. They don't seem to be in a hurry at all. Running the ball.
What do you do?
Play after play.
What do you feel comfortable doing? Prattville's had a lot of success running the ball, and Tristan Blackman has been a really good weapon for them.
They've also had a lot of success throwing it to John Hall.
I will say, though, but so far, they haven't had as much success when DJ Jones is covering him, and that's what the current matchup is here.
The snap, pressure coming, the pass being thrown down the field and caught in Hillcrest territory at about the 49-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
There's a flag on the play.
Oh, yeah?
Back
in
here.
the backfield.
There's a flag over on the 35-yard line.
It's holding against Hillcrest.
At the 35-yard line.
And it's declined. Wow.
I see it. I see it. Well,
Okay.
I think. Maybe not.
Well, either way, it's declined, and Prattville has it 1st and 10 at the Hillcrest 46. 2:59 remaining in this game. The snap, the handoff. Blackman moves it over right guard for about 3, down to the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 7.
Clock is ticking as we hit 2:40 left in this ball game.
Will McKay brings his team up to the line of scrimmage, 3 wides here to the right. A handoff to Blackman, who bounces off the initial hit, moves it down to the 41-yard line. Pickup of only a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 5, 2:20 and counting.
Huge play right here, guys. I don't have to tell you. Obviously, Prattville has 2 plays to get this 5 yards because they're certainly not going to punt. The crowd is as alive as I've seen it in quite some time.
Yes, agreed. Cowbells clanging. The snap, the handoff to Blackman, around left end, and there comes Miles Madden to meet him in the backfield and bring him down for a loss of a yard, bringing up 4th and 6.
Great call, Brent. You're exactly right. Jeremiah Beverly kind of created some havoc in there, and then also Miles Madden
made the
Miles
tackle,
Madden
yeah.
made a fantastic play. I'm sorry, I said Jeremiah Beverly. I meant
AJ Lowe.
I meant Amari Lewis.
All right, so here's the play of the game, guys. 1:28 remaining. 4th and 7 for the Lions. The Pats just need a hold on this play. McKay back to pass, looking down the center of the field, and it is caught by the big receiver, Deshaun Hall, at the 26-yard line. He'll be tackled at the 25, and it'll be 1st down, 1:15 remaining in this game as the Lions remain alive. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage, a handoff to Blackman. Blackman fights his way forward down to the 16-yard line. 1:03 remaining, and it looks like Prattville will call a timeout. Oh, you want a dramatic finish, you got it, guys.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. That was a good catch. It was a really, really good ball by that Prattville quarterback right there. You know, he found it. I think it was obvious who they were going to, but kind of found it right in the middle of that coverage, put it right on there, and they made a big play.
The good news is, if Prattville scores here and they elect to go for the extra point, it'll still be a tie ball game.
I don't think they're going for one, though.
If they go for 2 and we hold them, then we win.
Right.
Well, that's correct.
The odds are in our favor at this point.
Yeah, but that's why they're called odds, because it's definitely not a guarantee.
Right. The odds were in our favor on 4th and 7 there, too.
Yeah, sure were. I'll say this. It's
looking
been a
for
heck of a ball
clarification
game.
over here on something.
It should be 2 timeouts remaining, of course, for Prattville, and there it is on the scoreboard. I don't know what our coaches are asking about.
That was their first timeout to take in the second half.
I don't think our coaches are getting the answer that they're looking for. Whatever the case is, 1 minute, 2 seconds to go, guys.
McKay in the gun, takes it, looks down the sideline.
Nice drop
Incomplete.
Yes.
Intended there for Deshaun Hall, right at the goal line, but he's unable to hold on. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2, 56 seconds remaining. Line of scrimmage is the 18-yard line. Hold them for 18 yards, Pats. That's all you got to do. Easier said than done, though. 56 seconds remaining. McKay in the gun. The snap, the handoff to Blackman. Blackman is met and tackled by Miles Madden inside the 15. That's enough for the 1st down to the 13. Stops the clock momentarily with 51.7 seconds remaining. Prattville up to the line of scrimmage. The handoff to Blackman again. Blackman breaks through this time inside the 5. He'll be tackled there. That's short of the 1st down. Clock rolls down to 44 seconds. 2nd down and 1, but that's kind of irrelevant at this point. McKay up to the line, hands it off to Blackman again. Blackman is met this time. Great job coming up by A.J. Love to make that tackle. And Prattville will call a timeout, stopping the clock with 30 seconds remaining. Wow. Guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're caught in the moment here, and I'm sitting there doing a lot of the math here. You know, Brent, you said a couple plays ago, biggest play of the game on the 4th and 7. Since they got it, it makes every other play the biggest play of the game now. So it's the sort of thing where now, you know, 3rd and 2 right now inside of right at our 5-yard line. You know, turn it into a big play. We just need a couple stops from the Hillcrest defense.
If you're if you're Prattville here, what do? I say you go to number 8, Deshaun Hall.
I say you run the ball with one more time out.
Agreed.
By the way, is that a delay?
Thompson just scored.
Okay. Yeah, I've got Thompson 30 and Hoover 27.
Yeah,
what's the time left?
9:01 left in the ball game.
30 seconds remaining in this one, 30.3 to be exact. Hillcrest up 31-24, and it's 3rd down and 2 with the ball on the 5-yard line for the Prattville Lions. Yeah, I'm with you. They got another timeout. They're probably going to run this, try to pick up the 1st down. Let's see what happens. Tristan Blackman is the tailback behind Will McKay, the quarterback. Man comes in motion. McKay takes it, hands it off to Blackman. Blackman looking for some room around the outside, and Blackman is in the end zone.
No, he didn't mark him as a touchdown.
He did not get in?
No, he says he's not in the end zone. It is a 1st down, though, Brent.
Oh, wow. 1st down, so the clock stops at 24 seconds. Thought he was in. It was kind of hard to see from this angle. But he's down at the 1, inside the 1, I believe. Handoff to Tristan.
No. Something happened.
Yeah, is there a flag? There was a whistle. And it looks like Prattville has called their final timeout.
Oh, he's wanting a flag, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Illegal participation against Hillcrest.
So there is no timeout by Prattville.
That'll move it a few inches closer to the goal line.
Yeah, pretty inconsequential penalty. However, it does make it a little bit easier for the Lions, and they also keep their timeout.
Will McKay, the quarterback, is in shotgun. No quarterback sneak here. They'll hand it off to Tristan Blackman to see if he can get it in. Now McKay is being pressured, and it is complete. He was able to get the pass off as he was being pressured by Miles Madden, who almost came up with the play of the game, but he was able to complete a wobbly pass to the big receiver, the big receiver, Deshaun Hall.
Yeah.
It was pretty immediate. Now, do they send the kicker in?
He came out.
The quarterback is the holder. Not that matters a lot, but it certainly
matters some, though.
Yeah.
What would be nice here would be a blocked extra point. Let's see if Brandy Patterson can pull us through. The snap, the placement, and it is good. So
is it
close.
Good? Oh, it's good. Okay.
So close. Miles Madden coming in from the edge. Almost got there, but not quite. So we got a tie game, folks. 31-31 with 16 seconds left. The Pats will have one more opportunity with no timeouts. Do you just try to take it to overtime, or do you try to get it in the hands of number 3 and see if it can make something happen?
I think you take it into overtime. I mean, unless you don't really have a lot of time to even do anything. Even if you get something like a 50-yard gain, can you stop the clock in time to do it? I mean, obviously you try to get the kickoff and do something with the return. However, their kicker's such a weapon, and kicking in, through the end zone has been.
Right, we'll start at the 20. I think there's.
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty much assured. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is crazy. It's not over yet. Bonus football looks like it's going to be coming our way.
Yeah,
you're right.
If we do, be thinking I got the last overtime game for the Pats. After, if it does officially go, I'll let y'all try to make a guess.
I think I know what it is.
Okay. I was wrong when I was guessing in my head. You're probably right, though.
I don't know. I may be going too far back.
Probably not.
Is it pretty far back?
I remember a playoff game against
That's
Spanish
what I
Fort.
had. I remember
right?
one against Wetumpka when Jay hurt his ankle the previous game against Carver, I believe.
Okay, then I must be wrong.
No,
All right,
that's not it.
Here's the high kick that will go into the end zone. The Pats will have it at the 20 with 16.6 seconds left. No timeouts.
I'll go ahead and say it.
Wait, I was going to say.
Okay, go for it.
2016, 2017 against Clay Chalkville.
No, it was 2019 against Bryant at Bryant. We lost to them 22-16.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I don't remember much of that game.
Had to have been an atrocious game with us only scoring 16 points against the Stampede.
Oh, that was when the next week we went up and lost to James Clemens in Athens in the rain. Remember how miserable that was?
We were 3-7 that year.
Yeah.
And it was cold, and we were in the press box, couldn't see.
All right, here we go. Yep.
Dang, is the clock? I mean, it looked like it was going the wrong way for a second.
Yeah. Patriots will just take it to overtime. Whew. Goodness gracious. And look, hey, Alabama Credit Union's going to get a bonus coin toss.
Hey.
Well, you'll see that.
You'll see that bill. You'll get the bill.
Hey, ring up the invoice. Amy Heaton, bookkeeper.
Hoover driving with 6.5 minutes left. Hoover inside the Thompson 40. Second and 3 for Hoover at the Thompson 29 with 6:25 left in the ball game.
There are barns burning all over this state.
There are not going to be any barns left. Have to see Rock City.
Oh, goodness. I hope this Alabama-Tennessee game isn't like this tomorrow.
I can't survive
this is too much for me to handle.
Listen, I'm telling you, we have been to several, and of course, I've been to a lot of Alabama-Tennessee games, but there have been not a ton lately that have been barn burners.
Right.
But the ones in Knoxville, have been, but the ones in Tuscaloosa have not been close.
Well, let's hope it stays that way.
That's what you call a reverse jinx.
Yeah.
See,
that's what he's doing.
That is what. Yeah.
I'm still learning.
In 2015, I believe, was the year when Josh Dobbs and Derrick Henry were playing for respective sides, and Alabama beat Tennessee 19-14. And Josh Dobbs and the Tennessee Volunteers took a lead late, but only to be then overtaken by Derrick Henry.
Yeah, my favorite Alabama. Let's talk about Alabama-Tennessee in the series. My favorite game in the series, you know what it's going to be, don't you?
Rocky Block.
Rocky Block.
Cody.
You got it.
And he liked Mount Cody. You know what? That joker took his helmet off while there was time on the clock, and he was on the field, and that should have been a penalty.
He would have just blocked it again.
The highlight of it.
He would have just blocked it again.
Yep.
Well, mate, you probably right. I'm not even sure the field goal would have been good. But our walk-ons had him blocked, I thought, but he did a really good job. Of course, Julio Jones was on that team. He was pretty good too, huh?
God, he was good.
So we don't have a way to move it to overtime, huh?
It's all right. We'll keep it this way. Just as good.
David Jones, if you're listening, we need to adjust our scoreboard to where we can make it read overtime. But I like that you put it up there in the little box above it.
Making sure I'm not missing it. You don't see it, do you, Brent?
No, it is not there.
Cool.
David Jones is just worthless. We need to just drop him as a sponsor. And, I mean, I can't believe that he would do something like this.
Well, David Jones, you're now you're only 999 batting 999 out of 1,000. So,
right. Just kidding. Of course, we love you, David. Oh my gosh! All right, this is just too much. This is just too much.
Looks like we have one lone captain out there. The White Hat's talking to Jackson Metz right now. I think he'll probably be out there at midfield for the coin toss for the Pats.
Yeah, guys.
Now, Brad, let's, just for the listeners and the viewers, the halftime, the overtime rule in high school is 4 plays from the 10-yard line. Up to 4 plays, and then both sides get the ball. By the way, Louisville beat Miami 24-21.
Miami with their first loss of the year.
And this is huge right here, guys, this bonus Alabama Credit Union coin toss, because you want to be the team to win the toss and go on defense first so you know what your offense has to do. It looks like Hillcrest won the toss. So Hillcrest will go on defense, and they'll see what Prattville does on their possession. If they score a touchdown, Hillcrest knows we got to score a touchdown.
Sorry, real quick, and I know we're in a very intense game, and I'm much more focused on that. Hoover did just kick a field goal to tie that game up at 30-30 with under 5 minutes left in the ball game.
So many barns in danger in this state. But
and that's only in 7A Region 3.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going on in Class 1A Region 3?
Viger Williams.
Yeah.
But back to my point about the strategy here. You go on defense first to see what their offense does. If they kick a field goal, you know you can win with a touchdown, or you can still stay in the game by kicking a field goal.
Or if they don't get anything, you know then you don't need a
field goal.
touchdown.
Right.
Correct.
Let's see. I don't know. I mean, are the Tanner Rattlers in a barn burner tonight? Let's see.
Well, let's hold off on that because we're about to start the overtime here at Hillcrest with Roy Johnson.
Didn't even play tonight.
All right, here we go. Will McKay takes it, hands it off to Tristan Blackman. Blackman bounces it to the outside, and he is in the end zone. Yes, he is in the end zone after one play. So Prattville takes the lead at 37-31, pending the extra point. That didn't take long.
No, it didn't. Really well done. And he's been, look, as much as we've talked about Deshaun Hall tonight, the player of the game for Prattville is Tristan Blackman.
Think so?
Oh, yeah. He's been tough.
Hey, we can get a block this time. The snap. Ooh, so close once again. Coming off that edge over there, I think it's 22.
It's Kylan Norfleet.
Yeah, it's Kylan Norfleet coming so close off that edge to block that kick. But he didn't get it. It's 38-31. The Pats have to score on offense. And now, after this possession, if Hillcrest is able to score, then Hillcrest has to be on offense the first time for the next possession.
Yeah, but Brent, like you said, when it was an advantage to go on defense first, Hillcrest knows what it needs now. You know, even if it's 4th and 5, there's no question now. So we will see. I'd love the opportunity for Coach Mitchell to have to make a decision about kicking an extra point or going for 2, but that's a long way away.
Do you think if they score a touchdown, they might go for 2?
Yes. I think it's certainly a possibility.
Jordan Chambly under center. The toss sweep to DeJuan Johnson. DeJuan spinning his way forward. He'll pick up a couple down to about the 8-yard line. It'll be second down and goal from the 8. Actually, going to mark him a little bit shorter than I thought. He's going to be marked closer to the 9.
Caden in the slot. I do think that presents some danger for Prattville.
They're looking out for him for sure. Jordan rolling and looking to Caden, looking back to the other side and completes it on the other side. But a great tackle made as they tried to reverse the field. Jalen Cook over there gets the catch, but he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage, losing a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 11. 2 plays to make 11 yards, guys.
And that was actually a very well-designed play. A lot of credit, Brad, to number 6
there. Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
Because
I don't see his name on our roster, but he did a heck of a job covering that. I don't even have a 6 anywhere on their roster. But
if you're wondering, each team, and I apologize if you guys already mentioned it, each team is given 1 Tidwell paint and body timeout in this overtime as the play clock ticks down to 5 seconds.
Jordan in the gun, takes the snap, drops back, being pressured, evades the pressure and throws the pass, and it is incomplete. Or did he catch it?
He's got it.
He caught it.
He's got it.
Replay, Kylie. Wow, who caught that?
I think it was Cook. I believe it was Cook.
Yeah, it was Jalen Cook. But if the pass had been a little bit better, he had an easy 6. He had to go down deep to catch it. And now here's the ball game with 4th and goal from the 2.5-yard line.
Now you figure this is a play where Chambly has some options. But if you're Prattville, you're probably bringing some pressure. It's going to leave somebody open. Will Chambly be able to find him?
Here we go.
He jumped.
And it looks like Prattville steps into... Oh, did he get back?
No, he got, well, you know, there is no get back.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He just didn't come far enough, I guess. 8 seconds remaining, and Hillcrest is going to burn their timeout, which is understandable. You got to have the best play possible in this situation. What do you guys do right here?
I still think you've got to give Chambly a chance to use his legs, just in case. Now, the ball's on the far side of the field, so you've got to have some sort of sprint out, move the pocket to the near side. The field is where you want to make this play. I just don't think you give yourself more options if you run the play to the field. So is it one of those pick plays? Is it a, drag route from the backside? But whatever the case is, I look to see Chambly moving to his right and probably put Caden in the slot. Now I'm gonna like to see Caden in the slot, get to the goal line, put his left foot in the ground and make a right cut, and see if he can catch him sleeping on an out route. Trent Curley on the near side in his X formation or in his X spot. I'd love for him to maybe run a post and clear the defender. See what we got.
All right, this is it for the Pats to stay alive. They must score on this play, 4th and goal from the 2.5-yard line of the Prattville Lions here in overtime, trailing 38-31. The Pats make their way out to the line of scrimmage. Greg Guy, if you've ever made a great call, this is the time right here. Jordan takes the snap, rolls out to his right, and Jordan is in the end zone. Is he?
No.
Is he? No, he stopped short. Oh my goodness, I thought for sure he was in, but he stopped right at the goal line. He's laying on the goal line right now. If you can get a shot of that, Darius, he's on the goal line saying, hey, I'm in here. Let's look at the replay. I don't know, can you tell? Can we look at this replay and see? Look over here, Brian, see if he got in. Ah, no, it looks like it was just short. Just short.
Doesn't matter if he got in or not. They didn't see it that way.
Wow.
You got to be kidding me.
Amazing. Wow. All right, so your final score now, Prattville 38, Hillcrest 31 in overtime. Didn't go the way we wanted it to, but what a football game. You got to hand it to the kids in the Columbia blue that gave it all they had out there on the field and just came up inches short.
Yeah, it didn't go our way in the end, guys.
Well, that was the play that I thought they'd run. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to have the momentum to get in, but what a defensive play by Prattville there, coming up and stopping him at the absolute last moment to prevent him from getting into the end zone. Oh, goodness. All right, guys. So here we go. Game is final now. We'll take a break and wrap things up with our post-game show. We'll be back after this. 38-31 overtime victory for the Prattville Lions. This is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard in the shadow of Bryant Denny. They're open 7 days a week or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated. Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1930.
Were now not on my parents but on me. I remember telling my teller this, and she had such amazing advice to set up 2 savings accounts. One could be used solely to build up, and then the other could be used for emergencies. And I still have both of those accounts to this day. The Alabama Credit Union employees really have your back and are willing to do everything in order to give you great service.
Back here at Roy Johnson Stadium, post-game show. We've just witnessed the Hillcrest Patriots fall to the Prattville Lions 38-31 in overtime. Stunned silence here in the booth, as a victory for the Patriots could have meant very strong chances to make it to the 7A state playoffs for the first time in 7A. But with the loss to the Lions, those chances become extremely minimal now. All right, guys, let's go ahead and you want to give us some RSV Design scoreboard updates?
Hoover Thompson 30-30. Hoover going to try a Hail Mary with 2 seconds left.
2 seconds left, so that one's going to go to overtime as well, huh?
Unless they complete the Hail Mary.
Okay. All right, guys, let's talk about the players of the game. We had some really outstanding performances here tonight, guys. I think that we've decided in the break who they're going to be. But before we say who they are, let's talk about the performances of some of the players that we're not giving it to. Elijah Miller remains next to perfect in his kicks this year. We had Jordan Shamley fighting so hard to keep this team in the game and having to depend on his arm so much more and his legs in the second half, losing the running back Jacoby Harris as his running mate in the backfield for the entire second half. Also, DeJuan Johnson coming in and having a heck of a game in Jacoby Harris's place in the second half. Good candidates there, but I think it was pretty obvious that the player of the game was Caden Smith. The touchdown pass reception in the fourth quarter, that was an incredible catch that gave the Pats the lead. Some other big gainers on the night, don't have his exact numbers, but he had to have been well over, had another touchdown pass as well, reception in the first half. Had to have been well over 100 yards. So Caden Smith, our offensive player of the game, yes?
Yeah, Caden had a great, he's had a great 9 games. He's had a great career at Hillcrest. Certainly deserving this evening.
Yeah. Defensively, there was one player who stood out as well. Actually, some others who were candidates. Zay Hall had an amazing game. Well. We kept calling his name over and over. Miles Madden had some big plays as well. The defense played an outstanding game, I thought. But the big plays came from DJ Jones.
DJ Jones, I thought, played a really good game. Of course, had 2 picks on the night and had the tough cover of Deshaun Hall. Thank you. And he did a pretty good job covering him, and of course came away with 2 interceptions. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Pratt will come away the winners tonight.
And for our special teams, Brian?
You mentioned a couple. Elijah. Did we decide to go with Callan? Elijah.
Oh, I thought you guys said Elijah.
Elijah, I'm in with Elijah. Elijah, great season so far. To my knowledge, he's only had 1 missed PAT or field goal.
That's right.
That was that last play at Hoover. So good job by 99.
All right, so there you have it. It's homecoming 2025. Still got the dance to go. And
oh, wow.
Was that a field goal attempt on the last?
Missed a 55-yarder at the buzzer by 3.
It was good. It was good.
Oh, he made it.
They were signaling.
It went through.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say this now. That Hoover won the game. I believe that would have mathematically eliminated us if we had won the game. So I believe so. Doing the math in my head between it with the tiebreaker, I think that would put us in a 4th place tie with Vestavia, even if Vestavia loses to Hoover next week and we would lose the tiebreaker.
Wow.
That's me doing all this in my head in the last few minutes. So please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I sure hope I'm not.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for us here. Your final score, once again, 38-31 in overtime. The Prattville Lions get the win. We'll be back at Roy Johnson Stadium next week to wrap up the regular season against the Oak Mountain Eagles. Join us then. Till then, go Pats and good night.